Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. How are we doing? Hey, do me a favor, click that like button. Be right there. Let's get that like button clicked. Yo! What's up, everybody?
Oh, hello.
How we doing? How we doing?
Super duper good. I'm excited. How are you doing?
Good. Same. Settling
Sweet.
in.
Good.
Chat, I hope everybody's ready. We're in one of those in-between times where we get to sit around and talk about Magic the Gathering that's not actively being shot at us out of a cannon. Out of a repeating cannon. Like a revolver. Picture a cannon, but picture it's got a revolver like drum. And they just keep going. Poof, poof, poof. Assassin's Creed. Commander Masters. Modern Horizons 3.
Yeah.
Eldrazi.
They do love to keep printing products.
But we got a little break, so we're going to look back. There's a little bit of time. They're trying to give us a little bit of a mental barrier between ah and ah, which I think is what we're currently in ah, and we're about to be in ah.
Oh, Tyler, you saw that? That's awesome. Yeah, Alan from Mental Misplay at the convention was going around doing his interviews, and he caught me in one live. He was live streaming from the event. It was actually pretty sweet. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was a fun time. That was a good time.
Yeah,
That's
Jake was
funny,
at Command
Tyler,
Fest Los Angeles last weekend.
I was. It was a great time. Met some great folks. Yep. For the very first time I met Joe Johnson
nice.
From
Black Nito.
Tabletop Jocks. Yeah, Black Nito. He was there. Really nice dude.
Any man who is a fan of Magneto.
Yes.
I'm a big fan of him.
Yes.
We really I need to like meet him because his love for Marvel knows no bounds.
Yeah. Yes.
At all.
Yeah, it was a really fun experience being there. We saw Food Time there. That was fun. Longtime mod of the channel. 5'9". I don't know if 5'9" is here hanging out. 5'9" is here. I met 5'9" in the flesh as well. What's up?
Nice.
5'9" was there. There were a lot of folks.
Hell yeah.
Shout out to RJ. I don't know if RJ is hanging out, but RJ was there. He was a fan as well. It was really nice running into community members, and thank you to anybody who happens to be hanging out in chat that came up to me and said hello. It was nice.
Well, that's good to hear, man. I'm glad to hear that was a good event. Command Fests are always a blast.
Great time. Yeah.
They go so fast.
Some fun events.
You realize you don't really realize you were sitting there for 12 hours a day playing Magic until the end, and your legs hurt and your eyes hurt and your head hurts.
Dude, here's the thing about it is like con mouth is the thing. There's something about being at a convention where my mouth gets dry.
Oh, dog, why do you think at the last one we went to, I was like mainlining white monsters because it's like that blast of flavor and the fizz, plus the caffeine.
Yeah,
I feel you.
It's honestly, it's a really weird thing, but I want to talk to you about this really quick.
Yeah.
This is the most bougie event that I have ever done.
What event was it?
It is a collector box sealed. Okay.
So you got a whole collector box?
Yeah, you get a whole collector box of Bloomborough, and you are required with that collector box to build a 40 card limited deck.
Only 40 cards?
It is the most overwhelming, like, looking at all of these hits coming, just like you're opening the like 5 rares or something a pack. So you have to almost just eliminate a couple colors right out the gate,
right?
Just so that you're not even not going over the top trying to analyze where I'm supposed to go. I'm like, oh God, you know, it's
it
like
almost helps
Lumra.
if you know the massive, like, absolute hands down best bombs, so that if you get those, you're just like, okay, we're pushing that direction. Everything gets a Lumbra. I will say I've been playing Lumbra a lot in Brawl, and I've also got it in one of my limited pools in a draft, and every time I resolved it, I definitely won that game. Brawl, it goes absolutely nutty. But I mean, a full collector box to make a 40 card deck, plus you're also being distracted by like treatments and foils, because we've done, you know, full box sealed. That's pretty common. And getting into an event with a collector booster box, you have what, a third as many packs to go through, but
you have, like, but there are just as many rares and
hit
tons of it.
Right.
To where, let me just say this: I had Lumra in my deck. I had Rottenmouth Viper. I had
love Rottenmouth Viper too.
Yeah, I have the one guy. I like, the whole deck was packed full of rares, and I will tell you this: I did not get one win with the deck.
Wow.
And I had Birds of Paradise. I had two 2-drop mana dorks that would help me ramp to stuff.
Yeah, I was gonna say, so you were ramping to your 5 and 6 drops on turn 3-4
easily. And what I'm getting killed with are Azure Beast Binders. That thing.
I love that card.
Like, people
that card's
getting like
insane.
2 or 3 of those in their box, and then you're playing against like 4 Beast Binders.
That's what happens, is you're suddenly running into like constructed decks because you're getting multiple rares of the same thing.
The board wipe that came out in the
Starfall
set.
Invocation.
Starfall Invocation.
Dog,
like,
I only know that off the top of my head because I've been building it into so many decks recently. It's insane how applicable wipe the whole board and return a thing pass is in pretty much any deck that can run it. As long as you've got, you know, at least 15 creatures, it's insane. Love that card. Good board wipe.
The exact change man says it sounds like a fun but expensive format. It absolutely is.
Yeah. Those are the expensive events for sure.
Yeah, that was the most over the top event that I've ever done as far as like price that I've paid for a side event.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, I love that. Real quick chat before we get too far into this, just want to shout out our sponsors real fast. We'll have a little sponsor segment later where we'll tell you about them in depth. Card Conduit, take your stack of cards that's all over $1, sell them to them quick and easy, get some cash. Drip Shop, we're going to be live this coming Sunday. Y'all, we're giving away a box of Scars of Mirrodin. Drip has got this vintage thing going on this weekend, and we are going to be streaming on Sunday our Drip show to line up with that. And so we are taking it back. This is a college set for me and Jake. Jake and I played the absolute crap out of this set. From like Zendikar through New Phyrexia basically represents college as far as the MTG experience goes for us. So we're giving this away. We're going to give away 2 packs every giveaway. You can open one on the stream. We're going to ask that you do that. And then you have the option to keep the other one sealed, because honestly, the booster packs sealed are pretty sweet too. That's a nice little prize. So we'll be live on Sunday. Check that out. Thanks to Drip. TCG player, y'all know it. Dragon Shield, you'll win some sleeves here later for playing trivia. And then MTG Stocks, Moxfield, shout out as well. We'll go over that and some trips that we're taking later in the stream. But at the beginning of the stream, oh yeah, by the way, hi, if you're new here, let me explain to you how our streams work, because we got some comments on the last stream and I think some people were unclear, and that makes sense. Like, Jake and I don't think about it anymore because we do this show every week. But welcome to the Jake and Joel Are Magic weekly live show. This is a variety show of sorts. We do have one main topic that we're going to be covering, and we typically do that last. So check the chapters down on the main timeline of the video there, and you'll be able to just skip to that if you want to watch it. But with this show, we do a whole show. So we're going to play some games here at the outset. We're going to talk about some new stuff. We'll do our sponsor segment, and then we'll talk about our main segment. That's typically how our shows go. So, you know, people last time who were confused or something and turned it on and expected like a regular video to start, this is a different kind of show.
Well said.
What do you think about how it was said? Just well, it was well said.
Well said. Yeah, I think you covered it. I think, you know, sometimes What we'll do with this is the title of it will be whatever the main segment, whatever we're talking about that night. We try to make sure that chapters are done on the video. That way you can go back and skip around if you're getting here later. But if you do show up late to the stream, yeah, you'll probably have to scrub through and find the information that you're looking for. Otherwise, yeah, it's just us pretty much hanging out with chat.
Not blue restrictive either. M just nailed this, and then we got to play our first game. M said Starfall Invocation is just better time wipe. Yes, dude. Yes.
Yeah.
I hadn't even made that connection in my head for some reason, but that's so simple and beautifully said. It's better time wipe. That's not even blue restricted. Chat, we start off with a game called Moxel. Courtesy of our sponsor, Moxfield. We need a 5-letter word to get started. Chat, we like to play this without leaning on y'all for help. We love y'all. But this is one of the few times that we do banish y'all and do not pay attention. We just try to win this of our own accord. We're going to try and guess a 5-letter word of or related to MTG. If we guess a
correct... Will you share your screen with me?
Oh my God, I'm so sorry, dude.
All right. Maybe we start with spice.
I like spice. So what happened there is we got a pink letter. That means it's a correct letter in the correct spot. If it had been a yellow letter, it would have been a correct letter in the word, but not in the right spot. And gray means we've eliminated that letter from contention.
So I is in the right place.
That is correct. I'm thinking like... No, I'm thinking like... Well, we've eliminated 8 letters very quickly. Wow.
What about BR? Okay, yeah, wait, no, don't use E.
E.
I was going to say bring, but we can't use N. F. T. No, never mind. We can't do T.
Yeah. Bro, this is gonna be a name.
I was waiting to say it until we at least got 2 more
Grids?
guesses.
No S. Grid X. Sounds like a famous. That could be like a League of Legends streamer. Travis going now. Grid just quit his team.
H-A-I
R D. Haired. I heard him say that he was coming over here later. I heard him say it.
What about Q-U-I?
I've got 4-letter words. I'm like nailing 4-letter words tonight.
You are. Yeah, you are. God, I kind of hate the I being right in the middle. It's almost like throwing me off.
I'm like...
Oh, yeah. Nope. Nope. Can't be E.
AI. Okay, so MAI. Mailed. No. Oh. Gaiam? No,
yeah, it has to be the A before the I. That's like, I can't really think of.
Yeah. I'm really thinking it's RI or AI.
What about WAI? Is there anything we can make out of that? No, never mind. Waif? WAI. No.
Ooh, man, this one's tough. Okay. Here we go. 5-letter word with the letters that we've got. Fuck that I in the middle.
Yeah. Yeah, there you
Did
go.
I just... Okay, well.
That was good. B-A-I...
I'm starting to lean towards this as a name. No L, no N, no T, no S.
You're not memeing, right?
I'm not memeing. I'm starting to lean towards this as a name. No L, no N, no T, no S, no O, no E, no D. Like, bro.
I wonder if Moxel has just kind of been like, we're gonna just do all names and that'll be harder for people.
We've only
And
had
yes,
one name ever.
I don't think so. I think at this part we've had a lot. B-A-I...
Baird? Berg? Berv? Berk? Berk isn't a thing. Baird is a guy, but there's no D.
Yeah, let's just do that, and we can get A and R out of here. Good. Braid. B-R-I... Oh, wow.
Bryad.
Brian. B-R-I-A-N.
No N. Bryaz.
Brimaz? No. Brima.
Bria.
And then the A or the R could be at the end.
Yeah.
Byron? No.
IRA. Bikria. Brian. Is the answer Brian? God, sometimes we just ace these and sometimes it is just not there.
Yeah, it's when it ends up being like a name that doesn't exist in our country because they pick a name from like a random name from a different culture, which is fine. What was it?
Double R. We had to double up on the R. It was
Briar. Okay. Got it.
It was a foreign name called Briar.
Yeah, Briar.
I
Got
thought
it.
the other game that we like to play over here is Commander's Herald. It's on Commander's Herald. It's called Spellify. It's like Hangman. Guess the card.
Yes. Digger Dog says Brazzers.
I think it was Brazzers.
Yeah.
Spellify is guess the card Hangman. We get guesses down here. We can guess symbols and mana symbols and the like.
Mm-hmm.
K-I-T-H-K-I-N. What's a long creature type? One, two, W-I-Z-A-R-D.
Aetherborn.
A-E-T-H-E-R-B-O-R. Nope. Good guess though. Wizard fits here. S-O-L-D-I-E. Nope. What's the name of the paladin that no, hang on. Creature. O-T-H-E-R. Huh. Weird. All right, we got an R.
Do you know it? Do you feel it?
No, I'm just looking. It helps me sometimes to see like the little thing filled in there.
Oh, I see.
See what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure where the gap is, you know. Oh, yeah. Phyrexian. P-H-Y-R-E-X-I-A-N. Then this isn't going to be wizard. This is going to be cleric. C-L-E-R-I-C. Boom. Got it. Phyrexian cleric. This is...
Oh, it's
gonna be one other.
It's I know what it is. Something oh God. I can see the card.
Help me. Help me help you.
Just pick another letter. Let's pick another letter. I forget it.
I
forget what it's called.
What is...
Pick a letter from cleric. Maybe L or E.
Pick a letter from cleric. Oh, I see what you're saying.
All right. It's
is RE the end here? Oh, it's
whenever. Yeah. Yes.
Suture Priest,
Yes.
baby.
That's it.
Speaking of by the way, speaking of Scars of Mirrodin. Suture Priest. Great card. Chat, we'd like to play one other game, and you get to play along with us on this. It's trivia. If you would like to join in and play trivia tonight, grab your phone, go to play.triviamaker.com, put in this code. It's very much like Jackbox if you've ever played Jackbox before. We'll get everybody in here and we'll get our host in here too. Spec, what's up, buddy?
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Everybody,
Hello.
You should have just heard Spec speaking. Spec is the wonderful, wonderful producer mod on the channel who makes the trivia for us every single week. Jake and I like to participate, so we don't want the questions or the answers in advance, obviously. We want to win or lose of our own validity. I want Jake to defeat me or lose to me of my own doing.
That's right.
Spec, how you doing
Let me
tonight?
get this in here.
Well, how about you guys?
Good, man. Chilling.
Good. Glad to hear.
Nice to have a little kind of like slower time in MTG. These are very rare. We need to embrace them when they come.
I did 6 videos last week. I have done none this week. It
Yeah.
feels good.
Nice for you. Yeah, you're kind of on the secret layer schedule, so nice to be in between on the secret layer schedule. Yeah, that's a good point, y'all. Go check out MTG Metrics on YouTube. MTG Metrics is Spec's YouTube channel. The homies over there making more detailed dives on the financial aspects of MTG. We started specific and have gotten more and more generalized as our channel has grown. Spec is specific as hell, so get in there and get that info.
I like to be thorough, okay?
Well, I mean, most people who watch the channel know that for the like last year or whatever, the secret layer reviews have been driven by you. You do all the work on those. We just show up and turn on the camera and don't shut up until we're like, I guess I'm out of things to say.
Well, you are prettier than I am, so it helps, I think.
Thank you for saying
It's
that.
a good,
I really
good
do.
teamwork.
I really do appreciate you saying that. So everybody, big claps in chat for Spec. We got 12 people playing right now. We're gonna give it just a couple. Yeah, see, right around that 10 mark, everybody is like, I found my phone, let me get back to the couch.
Yeah. You sent me some partial good news earlier, and then you left me hanging.
We gotta get confirmation on everything.
For sure. Potentially exciting, though.
Yeah, potentially exciting.
What news?
The meeting we had today. Yeah, the meeting we had today covering the big plan video.
Oh, yeah.
Potential.
Mhm.
We'll see if it all comes through. It's not Baird. We're past it, bud. Come on.
I don't know what
You gotta watch it 1.5.
In a loud bar, food time.
Hey, Dot. Hey,
Did they
everyone.
miss our member milestone chat? LOL. Gotta remember to
shit.
do it when they're not playing games.
Yeah, sorry. Walter and Food Time both in the 45-month club. I mean, that basically means y'all probably Y'all probably joined as members the month that we
It sounds
turned
like
that on, right?
It sounds like we need to get a badge update and see if there's a way to get a badge for people that have been here for fucking 4 years because it's coming up.
Dude, you definitely get it.
That's
you can
wild.
definitely
I appreciate
get
you
it.
guys. That means a lot.
All right, we are at 20. I'm going to start this in just about 30 seconds. I'm going to
boys.
randomly start it. Yeah, food time. Walt's right. Thank you so much. We appreciate you. Y'all, if you want to join the token creatures, get you emojis, get you the badge. Some of our members can drop some of the MTG themed emojis in chat right now if they want to show them off. All right, we're starting
Did
this.
you find a spot for your Mox Jet? You gotta let me know in the comments.
I'm excited for this one, boys.
Hey, what is our theme this week, Spec? What are we dealing with?
Just kind of we're doing more of a kind of stretch your MTG brain muscle here.
I like that.
So not so much, you don't need to know nitpicky facts, but you got to be able to think like this is more playing MTG.
Got it. Okay, cool. Anybody playing, please note, the quicker you answer, the more points you get. Be sure you're right.
All right.
Just telling you, it does scale with the speed of your answer. Here we go.
All right.
All right.
Wizard Bricks. Blue 6/6 Beast costs what? This is your warm-up question.
Let's go,
I
baby.
know this.
Jake, you should know this.
Nice. Is it 5, 4, 6, 7, 6, 6? Maybe it costs 6. Maybe
Blue
it costs 7.
6/6 Beast.
Came out in 7th edition.
What is the
it didn't come out in
converted
7th
mana
edition, but it's
cost
in
of
step.
Jake's username on many platforms?
I think I know this. I'm gonna be really sad if I don't know this, and I'll probably have to change my name.
Come on, people left to answer. You had to Google faster.
All right.
Well done.
All
There
right.
is technically a 6 in the mana cost. There's just also a blue symbol.
Yes. Are you Jakey Poo?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, quick drama grow over here.
Blue balls is ahead of me, and so is.
This is a
Faded
good
L.
example.
Points.
Everyone
Points.
watching, this is a good example of a borderline username. We will accept this because it is kind of funny and makes me laugh. However, this is borderline. You're going to want to see right here where the borderline is.
Be professional. You want to be Mr. Urbrask, not just Urbrask. That's too casual.
The borderline is between the blue balls and the white Sagans, just FYI.
All
Yeah,
right.
the only way that would be better is if it were Bilbo Baggins.
Exactly. Known Magic the Gathering creature.
Right.
All right. You're warmed up. Rings of Brighthearth, Basalt Monolith can generate infinite what? Is it mana, life, card draw, or 2/2 black zombie tokens?
Ooh, lots of answers coming in really fast on that one.
Oh.
2 left to answer here. Rings of Brighthearth and Basalt Monolith. Classic.
Oh, yeah. It is.
This one felt like a trick question for a second.
Yeah, it
And
did.
the key is knowing Basalt Monolith.
The key,
Correct.
yes, the key is knowing what the cards do. There is potentially a trick question in one of these trivia coming up.
That's trivia, baby.
That's trivia, baby. All right. What combo piece from Bloombro has taken over Standard alongside Vraska Betrayal Sting? So you'll
LSV
need to
tweeted
know.
about this on like day
did
3
he?
or
Oh,
4 of
good.
the format, dude.
All right. Is it Tranquil Frillback, Doubling Season, Innkeeper's Talent, or Caretaker's Talent?
Yeah, he was like, one or both of these definitely need to get banned, and I'm assuming that the older one is going to be the one that gets banned because they're not
gotta say,
still trying
I
to
think
sell this set.
That is a bold take 2 weeks into the format.
Everyone had to know this card would go crazy though because of effects like it.
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
No one-
A bunch
Here's
of
the
this,
thing.
a bunch of crazy cards stapled together. Nuts.
What happened is that people got tired of reading before they got to level 3
Right.
and ignored it.
That's what happens with all those kind of cards. It's just like, and
so
the rest
true.
of the
A lot.
text. I don't know. There's words after that.
Mm-hmm.
I stopped reading it +1 counters.
That's right. It's Innkeeper's Talent. Card shot up to like $23. It's insane right now.
Oh my God. What are you doing right here?
Okay, math time, baby. We got a little more math. I lightning bolt my opponent with Torbrand, City of Fire, and Furnace of Wrath out. How much damage does this do?
Hey, can you answer a question for me and just for the benefit of me and the people answering here?
Yes.
If I had all these on the battlefield and I lightning bolts the opponent, do I get to pick how they stack?
Boy, if only that's how Magic worked. If only we knew. Who knows?
I was just asking. You can answer as much or as little of that question as you want.
I am going to apply the rules as a comp judge would that don't exist.
Got it. Okay, understood. We just got comp judged. Lightning bolt with these out.
This is REL trivia, okay?
I'm just gonna guess that.
Can't guess, just do the math.
Well, I did the math I did some math. I did some math, but
some math.
I'm not like a math guy. I'm really good at like generalizing. I can aim pretty well at a range without thinking too hard about it. What I'm saying is I'm a vibes guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm saying I'm a vibes guy when it comes to math.
So
how did you know that?
So the question is right. The opponent picks.
So it's
because they're the one being targeted. So if it's their thing or they themselves, the person who's being acted upon gets to choose the order of the replacement effect.
So it's the least. It's City on 3 times 3 is 9. Times 2 with the Furnace of Wrath is 18 plus 2 from the Torbran would be the lowest way that you can figure this out.
It's just a multiplication, but yeah, basically you put the addition at the end.
City on fire, baby.
Yeah. Also, you need to know which ones are which. Like, you need to know what the effects are. All right. Of the 10 fetches, Arid Mesa. So this is not Fable Passage or like Evolving Wilds, right?
Sure.
Of the 10 fetches.
The true fetches.
How many can I put in a Boros Commander deck?
Yep, I know this.
It's a good
but
question.
I'm probably going to somehow get it wrong. Let's see.
Don't do that. This is a good question.
I know that I will, but I'll be wrong.
Can you put 1 in there? 2, 7, or 10?
It's one of these 4 numbers.
It's one of these 4 numbers. Sorry, is this one too mathy?
I like
no.
No, this is a great question.
Isn't.
This is exactly the kind of question that trivia should have.
Okay.
I've been watching this show hosted by Patton Oswalt on Amazon Prime called The 1%, and it's all like logic questions.
Oh, okay.
It's really fun.
Nice.
Yeah, baby.
Nice.
There we go. T-Wolf in chat. Everybody.
Yeah.
Wait.
So that confused look on your face, Jake, is correct. Only 7 lands can actually find a land in Boros, but you can't actually put all 10 of them in.
They don't have.
Them just won't do anything.
They don't have color identity. None of them have an identity at all, chat. People, M goes, should you? It's 7. Could you? It's 10.
Right.
Exactly.
Did you get this right, Joel?
Yeah.
Oh, so you guys are in cahoots. I got it.
This was a
noted.
Yes. Yeah. Cheating at trivia on the last show in August. Top of the priority list.
All right. We'll do some prices right. How much would I pay for a full base set of the Brotherhood? Brothers War retro artifacts. Oh god, there's so many sets. So Price is Right rules. We're not counting the schematic ones or the serialized, just the 1 through 63 artifacts.
Full base set of the Bro retro artifacts, not counting schematics or serialized.
Yeah, how much is this going for, you guys think?
Oh man,
$100, 150.
Every
200?
single answer here is lower than I thought it would be.
Oh.
That's very interesting.
Doesn't say buy singles to everyone in chat. I don't know.
If we haven't been saying buy singles to everyone in chat for years.
Sometimes the message doesn't get across.
I'm gonna guess that.
That's fair.
No, 150. Huh? What's the most expensive one?
I think it's Mox Amber still.
Oh yeah, that would make sense. Helm's got to be out there. Helm of the Host.
Yeah, it's like in the 40ish.
Yeah.
So the total thing is about 182. So it's close to 200. But
yeah.
All right. Here's an easier one. What's the maximum amount of cards named Nazgul that can be put in a deck?
Don't forget the multicolored Nazgul, everyone. Don't forget all of the 8 Nazgul.
Is it?
Oh, I meant to put. I messed it up. It's a trick question. Maybe. I don't know.
I think. Yeah, depending on how you thought of this. I think the card actually had. Actually had a 9 on it. It actually said you can run 9.
A deck can have up to 9 cards named Nazgul. Is verbatim what the card says, so I pulled that. There was no trick there.
Oh, nice.
Oh man, you're getting serious here.
I cast Sleight of Hand and Impulse while Teferi's Ageless Insight is on my board under my control. How many cards have I drawn this turn?
Oh shit, this is all. Now this is like you gotta have knowledge of all these cards too.
Oh yeah.
When you start getting some visuals going.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. I tried to make these that were like hopefully ubiquitous enough cards. It's not like, you know, what's the mana symbol on like the 4th Nicol Bolas ever printed.
I'm just giving everybody a second to think of these cards here before we fire this one off. Oof.
Oh yeah, baby. Is it even your turn? Yes, I love seeing different answers in the chat. That is my favorite.
Yeah,
I got
dude.
all of them.
Everybody in chat.
Oh, I love it.
Ah, damn it.
It's 1.
Which one draws
So
a card?
None of them do.
I
You've
didn't-
drawn 1 card because Sleight of Hand is a sorcery, so it had to have been on your turn.
Logic, baby.
Sleight of Hand puts a card into your hand. You choose one of the 2.
I like
and
that.
Impulse also puts one in your hand. Teferi's Ageless Insight says you get to draw an extra card for every card you've drawn past your first. The only card you've actually drawn this turn is the 1 for turn.
Good trivia question. That was good. Nobody moved. Nobody moved at all.
Oh, did I stomp everyone? Oh.
That was a good one. Oh man. What is the mana cost of inevitable betrayal?
Betrayal. Yeah.
Big card here. Or is it? Dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
What does D&E stand for?
Does not exist.
Gotcha.
So yeah, is it non-existent? Is it 0? Is it 3? Or is it 5? 5 being the typical steal spell. 3 is a potential suspend cost. 0 is, you get it.
Yeah. Yeah, damn.
Yeah, does not exist. There's nothing there.
Yeah, I said 0. That was a good one. That was a good one. Some of these we could start finding even harder versions of stuff like that and providing the visual aids.
Well, let me tell you, how well do you know layers?
Oh, Jesus.
The last question tonight is a toughie. It's well spread through the community, so you might know it, but there is a Magus of the Moon and Humility on the board. Which of the following is true? For those that don't know, Magus of the Moon has an ability that says all non-basic lands are mountains. Humility says all creatures are 1/1s with no abilities.
Here we go, chat.
If
Everybody
you know this,
tighten up.
Yeah. I think you got this, Joel. You know this one?
No, dude, this one's tough. This one's starting to get outside my realm of.
That's fair. As I said, this is probably as tough as it would ever be. This one's hard.
Yeah. I just guessed. Nope,
Yeah.
I was wrong. No abilities and non-basics or mountains. Okay, explain this one.
Yeah, it's crazy. So what happens is that they're actually at any given point to explain like the state of anything, there's 7 layers in Magic. Now, the type changing effect that the Magus applies to mountains happens on layer 4. So that just happens. Then on layer 6 is when the ability removal from humility actually goes into effect.
Interesting.
So since you have to do all things kind of downwards into the layers and all technically simultaneously, layer 4 always gets applied first before layer 6.
Oh, got it. That was going to be my question. In what layers?
So that's
yeah.
why
Okay.
the card will appear to have no abilities, but its effect will have already happened. So you still have
Got it.
all non-basics as mountains, but the Magus is lost. It's all abilities.
Well,
Got it.
that was quite an MTG. Mr.
Mr.
Urbrask
Urbrask. Good game.
sneaking it out from under me at the last second with the layers question. I was unable to answer that one. Mr. Urbrask, congrats. Leaving this up. Mr. Jank, mod on the channel, the stats guy, has been keeping our records here. Top 5, Urbrask, me, Shaded L, Troy Boy, and Jakey Poo. Hey, Spec, thank you very much, pal.
Yeah, thank you, sir. We appreciate you, man.
That. I'll try.
That was a fun one.
That one. 10 is kind of where I think that's the upper max, if anything.
That was a good one. That was a good one, dude.
We'll fool around with some more of that stuff before we get to Duskmourn spoilers.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll even do a little. Maybe we'll just do a little classic horror trivia. You know, just to get in the mindset.
I would love that. That would be fantastic.
All right.
Spec, we appreciate it. Everybody, big claps in chat for Spec making the trivia, having fun. Spec,
Thanks,
thank you
guys.
very much,
Hope
buddy.
you enjoyed it. I'll catch you.
Yeah, it was great. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, hey, drop your link to your channel in chat if you would. Everybody go sub to Spec.
Oh, he's not prepared. He was having to
Oh no!
about trivia.
You'll get there.
Oh no!
You'll get there, baby. You'll get there, baby.
Oh man.
Hey, chat. Duskmourn House of Horror comes out September 27th. Then we've got Foundations, November 15th. And the next set after that is Innistrad Remastered. Jake, where's your hype level for Duskmourn? Are you ready to see these cards, do you think?
Yeah.
Were you more excited for Bloomborough, or do you think Duskmourn?
I think Duskmourn is going to be much more my thing if I had to guess.
I think so as well. Speaking for myself, I think it'll be much more my thing as well. Bloomborough has been fun. I have not had as bad a time in the limited as a lot of people have said that the limited is. But I'm also a very casual limited player, and so you know that makes sense. I've just had like a couple of good drafts, right? And so to me, it's that recency bias of, oh, I've done 3 drafts and I won 2 of them. And then I'm like, this limited is awesome. Did you get to play a lot of Bloomborough paper?
No, I haven't played a lot of Bloomborough. Really quick, chat, there's Spectre's channel, MTG Metrics, if you want to check it out, who just did the trivia with all of us. Go ahead and sub on over there if you want to give Spectre a follow. Yeah, no, I haven't done a lot of limited, but the limited that I have done a little bit has been a good time. I had an amazing Mystery Booster 1 draft this past weekend, and I didn't even get to really play it that much because, you know, people were just like busy. It had Angelic Destiny and Grave Titan and a lot of other really good cards in it, but didn't really get to jam it that much. As far as Bloomborough goes, it's a fine limited. Yeah.
Did you get to?
I like the Offspring mechanic.
Yeah, that mechanic is really sweet. Did you get to play a lot of it on Arena? Yeah.
No, not much on Arena, just the little bit that I did with you.
Gotcha. I gotcha. Yeah, it has been it's been fun for me. Lots of people criticizing it, but you know, the few things that we've seen from Duskmourn, I really hope that they go for it. I don't want it At the end of the day with OTJ, I was super into it going into the set, but when we were there, it felt like we were kind of on like a Disney ride about the Wild West, not so much like a plane that had like felt like stakes or had like a good story or history. And I know the story of that plane was that it was a blank canvas created or like found because of the omen paths. But I mean, Amonkhet, you remember Amonkhet. Amonkhet was visceral, man. The story of that plane was crazy. And they went for it, and it was dark and it was good. And I feel like with OTJ, they just didn't go all the way. Probably because, I mean, imagine the like minefield it's got to be as a major company to try and make a set about the Wild West and have any sort of Native American representation, native representation at all, story at all. That has got to be a very minefield to just navigate. Very difficult minefield to navigate.
You just know if you get one thing wrong, you got Twitter ready to just eviscerate
eat you, the whole internet.
Yeah.
But I mean, and so maybe that
too. It's like a fervent thing. It's like,
well, maybe
that's for it.
Maybe that was one of the reasons that they chose to go the more glossy way that they went. But my point is I hope with Duskmourn that it has more of a grounded feel. I want it to be horror. I don't want it to be too much about horror and just be memes and trope jokes. And like, it would be nice if it was a little bit more, you know, OG Innistrad or maybe even Eldritch Moon, and a little less, you know, Vampire Wedding. If that comparison makes sense. I want it. I don't want it to be Disney-ish glossy, but I am looking forward to it. I do think it's going to be a fun set.
Yeah, I would be totally fine if they just decide to, you know, make it look like an old MTG set, make it really creepy. And I mean, I feel like, you know, it fits whatever quote unquote the general aesthetic of MTG is. When I think back on, you know, MTG, I think about, you know, all of the what's that card from Ice Age? Let me see if I can find it really quick. This card kind of illustrates what I think of when I think of Magic, and it goes back to the beginning, and it's an old Ice Age card.
What does it do?
Called hold on one second. It's called God, is this it?
Chat, what do y'all think? What do you think about I wish OTJ was set on Amonkhet? K-Spice, that is actually a really interesting thing to say. I've never thought of that.
How do you search Ice Age on Scryfall? Like just Ice Age? What is it?
What's the set code for Ice Age? Try ICE? I don't know.
Oh, is it set colon?
Yeah, set colon and then the 3-letter code. There you go.
That's it. Once I find it, I'll tell you what it is, and this like really in a lot of ways illustrates. It's an old
Nitro Nick.
artifact.
Nitro Nick, I'm with you. And Nitro Nick, we owe you a call, man. I gotta talk to you soon. Nitro Nick,
yes,
we did get Warm P out of it. I'm not saying OTJ was a disappointment. I think I liked that set more than a lot of people liked that set this year. I'm just saying that it didn't feel like part of me wanted it to be like, you know, like Dances with Wolves. Feel like Dances with Wolves, and part of me wanted it to be like.
All right, look up the card Pit Trap.
Pit Trap?
Yeah, Pit Trap.
Like Wild Bunch, Dances with Wolves, Unforgiven. That was kind of what I was hoping for, and it just didn't really get there into that vibe at all because it was so. I'll pull up Scryfall, Jake, because it was so like glossy feeling, and I don't even know if that's the best word for it. Pit Trap. 7th edition white border reprint. Here we go.
That.
Dadgum.
This is what I think of when I think Magic. This like takes me back to when I first started playing, or not first started playing, but first started collecting.
Yeah.
And seeing the imagery on these cards. And this is like so different from Bloomborough and is obviously going to be a lot closer to Duskmourn, right?
It'd be awesome if these were little mouse hands.
Right. Like you're not going to see that in in Bloomborough. Even like when stuff is dying in Bloomborough, there is no like, we're gonna show a little squirrel getting ripped in half here. No. So I think Duskmourn is gonna be a lot more kind of like in the vein of the Magic that people know. I know, like,
I think the power of a 7th edition foil, by the way. $5 for a
cool.
7th edition foil pit trap. Sorry.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, sacrifice pit trap to bury target creature without flying that is attacking you. I mean, it's a cool little card.
Yeah, K-Spice, I really like the idea of it potentially being set in the ruins of Amonkhet. That would have been kind of a cool thing. Interesting stories to tell there. It lets you kind of dodge the native storyline too if you just want to avoid that altogether because you're a big company.
Yeah, but then the issue with that, right?
Yeah,
is that those folks that might have been stoked to have some representation in the game
exactly
do not have it.
Well, they didn't get it. And it didn't happen. Yeah. They were just like, nope, there was nothing there. There was nothing there before. Sorry, it's a mad rush on the desert.
And sadly, you know, without digging too deep into it, you'd rather have people would rather just be like, no, it can't happen, even if they don't really have any skin in the game. They would rather just be like, I was vocal today, I was mad on Twitter, and I did my due diligence on the internet. You know, like that's like the vibe. But that's okay. It is what it is. That's our niche a lot of the time.
Well,
so
the vibe of the sets, though, that is really what I'm most hopeful for. I was gonna say worried, but I'm gonna turn it on. I'm gonna flip it, and I'm gonna say that's what I'm most hopeful for. Is that OTJ vibes miss, MH3 vibes hit, but not like a vibes set in the same way that I'm talking about a vibe set. Different set of vibes completely.
Sure.
Bloomborough. Nailed vibes. Nailed
OTJ
vibes.
is a cactus planet. That's what they should have said. Is like, this is a planet that is
now. Hang on. Now that's a more
cacti
interesting story than it was nothing.
From the MCU. It's just like a random planet where
one
there's
big
a bunch
cactus.
of cacti.
Oh my god, dude! What if it's like a hive mind? It is one big creature, but they are legion. So every cactus is its own thing, but they're all connected. Like we're already writing, I mean, a very derivative, but way more infinitely interesting story than it was nothing. Way more infinitely interesting. Very good sentence, Joel. Way
as
more. As
far as we know on that planet, there are like the humans that are there are just kind of like stuck there, and everything else is like buzzards and like it's all just like animals. It's an animal planet. And that's cool.
I will agree with you so far from what we've seen. The Duskmourn vibes look on point. I do agree with you. I do think that the sort of like the backdrop of the story can distract from the vibes, though. Look at Murders at Karlov Manor. That should have just had Ravnica vibes, and we like Ravnica vibes. It's been proven that we all like Ravnica vibes. But that said, the vibes were all over the place. That said, didn't know what it was. And so, yeah, I mean, there was also Detective Hats. Maybe that's a bad comparison. But that'll be Duskmourn. We'll get that in September, 3 days before my birthday. Hey. And then right after that, Jake, in November, middle of November. Yeah. So we get September. Well, Duskmourn basically comes out at end of September, beginning of October. And then a month and a half later, we get Foundations, which is the Game Changer standard set, of which, and I'll be honest with you, I've thought about this a couple of times. It's randomly popped into my head. Llanowar Elves is going to be legal in standard. That's going to be pretty crazy. I'm excited for that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Llanowar Elf is going to be in standard.
And with that Foundations, we have got a new event series that's happening that is supposedly replacing GPs. The first of which is going to be in Atlanta. SCGCon Atlanta is going to be at the very beginning of 2025, January 3 through 5. And it's going to feature the very first tournament, the very first event of this new, what they're calling Spotlight Series, but I've only seen the pros refer to as, oh nice, GPs are back.
Yeah, let me take a look at this. Oh, okay, you're sharing, I see it. Yeah, this is really interesting. Good for prize support, good for tournaments,
Oh,
all
enormous.
that kind of stuff.
Enormous that they're focusing on standard. Enormous that these are going to happen pretty regularly. I saw
Free to
somebody.
attend. That's
yeah.
cool.
Oh yeah, SCG cons always you can just walk in. I saw someone speculating about the potential scheduling of these around the already established major events, Pro Tours, Worlds, things like that. Hinting that potentially we are going to have pro level play once a month all year next year. And we haven't had that since before COVID. Anything that often. But the potential to walk in, this is not an invitational. Anybody can go sign in, sign up. You're going to get a non-foil Terror of the Peaks by Richard Kane Ferguson just for being in it. Let me pull that one up real quick. Richard Kane Ferguson, Terror of the Peaks. This card looks wild. MTG players outraged, crazy. Oh, did they only show the art? Or did
Where
they show the
say people were outraged?
It's some other article. I didn't even know what that was about. Oh, it's because all of them are only like North America, I think. And Europe. Maybe South America doesn't get one yet. Something like that. There's Richard Kane Ferguson's art of Terror of the Peaks.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
So yeah, pretty cool. I'm pretty excited to have this kind of event regularly happening again. Makes me want to get a standard deck together and go up and see if I can win $10,000 in a Pro Tour invitation. And look at this prize. Standard for a year. You're going to get one play booster case of every standard legal Magic release in 2025.
Oh God. That's a lot.
Yeah, so
That's a lot of cards.
First place, you're getting 6 booster boxes of the 4 or 5, however many main standard sets. MKM, OTJ, BLB. Duskmorn, so 4. So 4, you get 24 boxes of Magic cards.
Wow.
In addition to 10 grand and a Pro Tour invite and your foil copy of Terror of the Peaks for getting in the top 128.
What do you think? Does this kind of justify Kibler buying all those bristlebud farmers? You think he sees something that maybe people are missing?
I have no idea. I don't know what format he bought those for or what he's trying to do with those or what.
I mean, I don't think it really lives anywhere other than standard, right? So there has to be some world where him as like a former pro, or at least in his head, you know, if he's buying like 50 of them or whatever, maybe he sees this new Spotlight series as like, oh, you know, once this form, like for example, forage is a thing, right, with squirrels,
right?
And so to forage, you can cast stuff from your graveyard by sacking a food. Bristlebud farmer brings 2 food. So when you kind of think about it, like maybe if he sees like a forage deck that maybe the community hasn't found yet, or there's going to be something in standard. Bristlebud Farmer was a card that we saw and we were like, man, this is pretty good. You know, you're getting a lot of value here, and the community didn't really like food. However, forage gets the most out of food in a big way.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Potentially. There's 2 more sets to come out between now and this tournament firing, so maybe there'll even be more food support. Something like that. But
yeah,
standard seems like it's getting a lot of attention right now from that group. They've really been putting it together over there, sort of putting it back together, putting the pieces back together after MTG Arena, you know, Magic as an esport, all that stuff kind of came and went during COVID. And Seems like they're really trying to get it back to where it was.
I'll just say this: Bristlebud Farmer has gone from a bulk rare at $1 up to $5. So definitely something weird going on with that. Interesting.
Foundations kind of wraps out the year there in November. Jake, we got Innistrad remastered at the beginning of next year. Do you have any hype left inside you for a remastered set? I'm all out.
Yeah, not so much. Not so much. I kind of see where this is. It's like release something every month kind of thing. And
Yeah.
at this point as a Magic player, I'm just like, nope. Sorry. You're not going to get me with that old snare.
Yeah, this one
I'm sure
for
there'll
me,
be some cool stuff that comes out of it.
Yeah,
but
there'll be cool stuff, and we'll cover it like a normal set. But for me, and this is going to be a weird oddity in my MTG journey, but I have never, besides the two last ones, Vampire Wedding and Werewolf set without werewolves, I have never been playing Magic during a set on Innistrad. Isn't that a strange little oddity in my MTG journey? For some reason, I've always been off while the Innistrad set was coming out. Didn't play Eldritch Moon. Eldritch Moon was like right before we started the channel, right? Because that was still standard legal, I believe. Started it right there.
We started the channel right in the middle of Kaladesh.
Kaladesh, right. And Eldritch Moon was still standard legal.
Eldritch Moon, so it was Battle for Zendikar, and then I think Eldritch Moon didn't have masterpieces, and then Kaladesh did. So yeah, it was probably right around Eldritch Moon or something like that. Yeah, that sounds right.
So for me, I just don't have any hype on Innistrad Remastered.
Yeah, I mean, it's like I'm thinking Liliana the Veil. I'm thinking Geist of Saint Traft. I'm thinking Snapcaster Mage. But then the thing that they're probably going to try to push in that is Emrakul Promised and
Edgar Markov.
Oh yeah, Edgar Markov would be good. Yeah, I could see that.
I figured that's what they're selling it, or I figured that's what they're saving it for at this point, since we didn't see it in or around Crimson Vow at all.
Yeah.
I'm assuming they're saving it for Innistrad Remastered.
Yeah.
So that's right at the beginning of 2025. And then we don't have specific dates, but very quickly, this is what 2025 looks like after Innistrad Remastered. Which we can think about this year. We had a remastered set at the beginning of this year, but it kind of feels like that was just a thing. It happened. Doesn't really feel like it was part of this year. So after Innistrad Remastered next year, we've got Multiplanar Race. So Rocket League vibes. We've got Return to Tarkir after that. Then we've got Space Opera. And then we've got Return to Lorwyn. So those are our 4 standard sets next year, is Multiplanar Race, then Return to Tarkir, then Space Opera, then Return to Lorwyn.
So
now,
like lots of vehicles coming and the race set, that kind of thing.
Any creature types that were relevant to Lorwyn gonna be getting some love. Probably see some reprints. Didn't they have cards printed in Lorwyn that said tribal on them? Probably see some of those reprinted with Kindred's the new word.
I could see that.
Multiplanar Race and Space Opera will be 2 brand new planes. Pretty sweet. This year was pretty good for brand new planes. OTJ, obviously Ravnica, we don't count that. OTJ, Bloomburrow, and Duskmourn, all brand new. We're going to get 2 new planes next year. That's pretty sweet. But that's not all, folks. 2025 is also bringing us Final Fantasy and Marvel.
Yeah.
So next year is Multiplanar Race, Return to Tarkir, Space Opera with Return to Lorwyn. Somewhere in there they will pepper Final Fantasy and Marvel. So it'll be like one of them will be the MH3 slot, and one of them will be the Foundations slot probably. So like a November, like a summer and then a November kind of thing. Maybe
yeah, Final Fantasy and Marvel will be a big deal. Yep.
Marvel is going to be standard legal. Is that right? And Final Fantasy is just going to be modern legal. They potentially, yeah.
I do not think either of those will be standard legal.
We need to look up. We need to make a what we know about Marvel and Final Fantasy video, but I want to look up the details of these sets because I don't even know. Like Final Fantasy, they're both full box releases, right? This isn't like a Fallout where it's just some commander decks and a collector product.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure these are full-on draftable sets. Yeah, Jank, it depends on the size of Final Fantasy. That's the one that I'm not sure on. Marvel will be the last MagicCon next year, so Vegas will be Duskmorn this year. Vegas will be Marvel next year, you think? Yeah, full sets. Yeah. I know Marvel's multiple full sets. It's mostly Final Fantasy that I don't really know too much about what's going on with that one.
Oh, I like that idea, the Infinity Gauntlet, but it's just a reskin of the One Ring. I would honestly be fine with that.
Oh, that's interesting.
Rather than just print another game-breaking card that's going to infiltrate every single format that it's legal in. Yeah, I think that would probably be the way to go.
That is an excellent segue into the other big news thing. I wanted to kind of look at the release schedule for next year and talk through it and see what to expect, because we're getting into our last standard set, and then we got whatever the hell. Well, no, we have 2 more standard sets because Foundations is a standard set, but we also got some big news. So we had our State of Design 2024 article from Marky Rowe over there, king of the white New Balances. And there was one little paragraph in his article that got everybody chatting. So in the section titled Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Highlights, he said the set did an excellent job at capturing the flavor of the books mechanically, set excelled at creative elements, execution of the mechanics led to good gameplay. Ring Temps you received a lot of criticism. These were kind of lessons learned here on the Lord of the Rings set. While some enjoyed how the mechanic played, especially the role it added to Evasion and Limited, the mechanic had several big complaints. Many thought it didn't capture the feel of the ring as it didn't have any downside built in. Some just wish it had a different name, while others wanted a mechanical overhaul. Some didn't like how complex it was, as it was hard to remember what bonuses it granted you, and in hindsight, we wanted it to have 3 abilities instead of 4. So, they were just like, yeah, Ring Tempts You was kind of a miss. Nobody really loved it.
I hate it. I literally hate it. I actively venture into the dungeon initiative. There are mechanics that I will not draft around because I don't want to keep up with it and I don't like it.
Happy so being like, full boomer on those.
100%. Yeah, like that one, the Ring Tempts You. Rather than learn that, I would rather just play without that as a mechanic completely. So I just avoid learning it unless I have to learn it and play against it in a game. But I actively do not build that stuff into my decks. And that probably says a lot about me as a player, and it makes me a worse player to avoid that stuff. And I can say that. But yeah, there's just something about like, at least we also live in a day and age where there's no reminder text on cards. So there'll just be something that says like,
well, bro, there's no way they can fit like, Ring Tempts You mechanic in reminder text because it's 2 books
something
long.
Will be like imagine I'm a new player and I look at a card and on it says Myriad and that's it. So I'm like, oh.
Well, I mean, Google, but hang on. You're assuming that is a bad thing because it does take a while to learn. they have said publicly that their research shows that people want the game to be mechanically complicated, that's a draw, that because everybody has got a judge in their pocket everywhere they go, probably keeping track of life on the table, that they're fine with things like that. I'm just offering, I'm not saying you are wrong for wishing that maybe there's a little too much, you know, like streamlining of some of the verbiage on the cards, but just offering a counterpoint to new players might not like getting a card that says with no reminder text, death touch, flying, when it enters the ring tempts you, myriad, when it dies forage. You know, like there is a lot to Google there just for that card to exist and then not exist on the board.
Yeah, 100%. Maybe there's like a lot of stuff that I just know at this point, and so like the few things that I don't know, I'm like, oh, fuck that mechanic. It's not worth my time. Get it out of here.
They also said
like that
Mark also said there was a color imbalance in limited. Black and red, especially together, were just better than the other colors. Warped limited and cut off access to a lot of themes that players wished were more viable, especially blue-green elves. I had this experience. I mean, obviously he's saying this, it's a confirmed thing if they will admit that their own limited environment was skewed, but we felt this multiple times playing. I mean, how easy was it for us to force black red orcs and it be
red amass?
It be a dominant, not even just like good, but a dominant deck.
Yeah, you know, and adding on to that, in this draft I did, this chaos draft, it was a meme at the table when I got my last 4. I had a pack passed to me, and it was a Lord of the Rings pack. Yeah, and it had 4 cards left in it. One was like a red common, one was a white common, and then 2 were identical, and it was a blue-green rare elf. And I picked the playable, and I passed it to Booster Tutor, was actually on my right, and he picked the white card. He goes, well, I'll just pass these. And then that guy right there is looking at 2 rares for his last 2 picks, and they're identical. And it's the blue-red elf. I forget what his name is. Elrond, maybe.
It doesn't matter. It was irrelevant to the entire limited format.
You can see it here. Blue-green elves.
Travis, what do you think? What did I say you were wrong about? And yeah, so that's, I think I really like this. I like when they can be honest out in front. I mean, it's just a game. You're just trying to make a game. We know you're trying to make the game the best that you can, while you're getting pressured to make the most of it you can, and the coolest treatments to sell the most that you can. We get it over there. And so thank you for just being honest about, yeah, we missed on that. It was a little too skewed to black and red. Sorry. Amass was strong. And then the big piece of this. 2 of the cards were too good. The biggest complaint I got about this set was the power level of 2 cards. You've heard of them. The One Ring and Orcish Bowmasters. Many feel they're warping the environments they're legal in and wish they could be banned. Others are concerned about our ability to reprint them. These 2 sentences right here. We do have the ability to do so, and can even make them in-universe equivalents. The special one-of version of the One Ring was upsetting to some, although enjoyed by others. That we don't care too much about. That's just a collectible thing. If you don't like this, ignore it. It's just not worth your time to worry about it too much. But this is a very relevant sentence, as is the $2 super chat from Walter. All hail.
All right.
All hail the Stream Monarch. Walter
Thank you so much for the $2.
Crowns in chat for Walter Ray. Jake, irrefutably and without question, those mean the same thing. We do have the ability to reprint it, and we can make them in-universe equivalents. Let's take a guess. 2023 is when we got Lord of the Rings, Jake. When will we see a One Ring reprint of any kind? What do you think? How do you do it here?
Oh, I have no idea. I really have no idea. I think they'll just do it. I think it'll be a baseline copy, and they'll put it on like a special guest slot or something like that. Maybe like universes collide, and all of the universes beyond sets come together as a
he said
nice
in an interview
master set.
Well, he said in an interview that they actually did some market research for a Universes Within or a Universes Collide set, like you're saying, that is only reprints of the Universes Beyond stuff. And he said that there was no interest and they've shelved the idea that they're not going to do that.
Oh.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it's kind of hard because they all have different mechanics and they all have different lines of strategy. So it's really just like,
yeah, can you imagine
like a chaos draft set?
exactly, drafting Doctor Who mechanics next to the Lord of the Rings stuff?
Yeah, it kind of makes me want to throw up. But no, I'm sure that there are some people that would really enjoy that. You know, it'll probably just be a secret layer. They'll be like, did you miss the One Ring? Well, it's on sale for 1 day only. You can buy a One Ring on the secret layer website, and it comes with Orcish Bowmasters and 2 or 3 other cards, and it's $100 layer. This one's $100 because you know, we're trying something new. It definitely isn't because of the secondary market of these cards. It's just, this is a secret layer. You know, it needs to be a little bit higher priced. It's, you know,
yeah, how much are they going to charge for a secret layer with One Ring in it?
Probably $100, I would imagine.
I think it'll be Modern Horizons 4. That is what I would guess.
Yeah,
that
makes sense.
Modern Horizons 4 will be here in like, it's 24, not 25.
Bring us an etched version.
Yeah, maybe like
26
or 27.
Version.
26 or 27.
Yeah, retro One Ring.
Right.
That's cool.
Oh, dude, every version. They'll have... No, maybe it'll just be a special guest. I feel like they're going to control it. This is a modern Mana Crypt. This is a modern... They can control... They have created reprint equity out of nothing. And so they, I would assume, are going to protect that pretty profoundly. I think that it's more likely that we get something... I don't know. How likely do you think it is that they actually restrict a card in Modern? I love this idea, and I keep hearing it, that they should just restrict the One Ring in Modern, make it the first restricted card in the format, which makes sense. I think that's why it feels so good to everybody's brains, because mechanically, flavorfully, it clicks really well. And so, is it likely that it gets restricted before they reprint it? I don't know. Restricting a card in Modern simultaneously sounds like an easier decision.
Well, it would kill it, right? It would just kill the card. No one in Modern would play it because the people who want that effect in Modern...
Modern players, would you run a one of still? We don't play Modern.
I wouldn't. At that point, it's not optimized enough to where I would want to even have it on the deck. It would make more sense to just cut it and add to something that's like a 3 or a 4 of, or like a 2 of or a 3 of, that kind of thing, because there's no time to tutor in Modern for it in order for it to be viable, in my opinion. You know what? Maybe Tron would run one version, one copy of it, but no, I would just cut it. I wouldn't run it.
I want to talk to a high level pro, like a high level MTG Modern grinder, because I feel like even just having one copy in there, if there are so many decks running 3 or 4 copies, then why wouldn't they just put one in there? I mean, it's just like what do you call it? Legacy, Vintage, any of those card formats with restricted cards, they still run them. I don't know. It's such an interesting card, man. It has created that
worse,
single
but
card.
Still playable. I wouldn't control. It's for sure worse though. This says I'm playing a one of Osteomancer in my standard deck. Well, yeah, like for example, let's go back to you know, Pod in Modern before it got banned. Everybody ran one ofs because you could run like a one of Manic Vandal in Pod. That way you could pod away.
Yeah, because you're
go
just
get
tutoring.
the one thing that you're just tutoring with it.
Right.
So I think because the One Ring can't be tutored, it's like, sure, it's good. But yeah, the way Modern is playing it now is you run 4 of them because you can circumvent the burden counters, which go against the flavor of the card, which go against the flavor of the movie, which is the One Ring. If you put it on too much, it's going to take take control of you and
the flavor of the
ultimately lead
movie.
you.
LP,
You know,
I like LP's point.
The
Yeah,
flavor of the books. Yeah, sorry, the flavor of the lore
no,
of
I
that
liked it.
IP.
I liked
Yeah.
it. The famous movie that they based the books on.
Everybody knows that I do not read. I'm anti-academic. I don't read unless someone forces me to do it. So yeah, everything is a movie first, and they transcribe it into a book so that they can
I like
get the most
LP's
out of
point. LP is making the same point with that you're making about how it being legendary, you play the new and it clears the burden counters. Basically, it's a way around it. I like the potential, like Phyrexian Metamorph Surge, the copy Surge, if that became a restricted card. I don't know. I don't know.
Because look, with the One Ring, right? You could just go, all right, on this turn, I'm going to cast the One Ring. I'm going to gain protection. I'm going to add a burden counter. On my next turn, I'm going to take 1 damage from the burden counter, untap, tap it again, draw 2 cards, and then I'm just going to play a new version of the One Ring. Now I've had protection for a turn. I've drawn 3 cards. I've played a new One Ring, and now I have protection this turn. It's the stupidest shit that could possibly happen in a Magic game. It's extremely unfun.
It is dumb.
It's not fair. It's a card that's extremely difficult to deal with because artifacts are already hard to deal with, and now it's indestructible.
Right.
So it's like,
we've seen plenty of cards get banned for making deck builders, for forcing deck builders into homogeneous lanes, I guess is a way I could say that. And so
you're not wrong, Food.
I
You're
think
not wrong.
that at some point it will be addressed once the newness is worn off. In the same way that we were joking, Innkeeper's Talent and Vraska, it's a combo. If it's too big, one of the cards has got to get banned. Which one are they going to ban? The older one. They're not going to ban the newer hot shit because they still need that to sell sets. So I feel the same way with One Ring. I know it's been a year, but I feel like the impact of that set is not going to like fully epicenter, build all the way out and wear off until we get that thing like Marvel that I really think will be the next major tent pole that changes some things and has a ripple effect through Magic like Lord of the Rings did. Lord of the Rings has to this day had a ripple effect, and that's uncommon for a set to make that much of an impact over that long, or that much of an impact that fast.
Yeah.
That I think will be felt for a long, long time, if not forever. So we'll see if Marvel can do the same thing. Be interesting there. But that One Ring news put a lot of rumors to bed. It can be reprinted. It can be reprinted as an in-universe option. State of Design also talked about Wilds of Eldraine. Enchanting Tells, the enchantment bonus sheet, was a huge hit. Players in general enjoy bonus sheets. The 2 things they prefer most is reprints or desirable, and the bonus sheet has a strong theme that makes it easy to know what to expect. Yeah, dude, they nailed it. That's really well said. Not only desirable reprints, but a theme that makes it easy to know what to expect from it. I love that. Bonus sheet on Eldraine did it well, focusing on popular enchantments, card selection, art. Some complaints that the bonus sheet cards didn't play better in limited. Who cares? Players liked the draft archetypes being built around stories. The mechanics were mostly well received. Lessons. Roles were fiddly. What did you think of roles? Did you like sorcerer role, create a young hero role? That feels like the kind of mechanic where you're like, this is annoying.
Yeah, hold on. Let me look at the
Talking about roles from Wilds of Eldraine. Was it a mechanic that you enjoyed? Was it a mechanic that you found? They're saying that they found that most players liked the enchantment theme. Some did not like roles. Hard to remember, often hard to get the appropriate token. Some complained there were too many. Different group
Is
wished
this related to the One Ring,
dissimilar.
or are we starting a new subject here? This is we're going okay.
This
okay?
is
All right.
still just looking at the State of Design article from Mark Rosewater.
Got it.
Why, what's up?
No, I didn't like rolls.
Gotcha. Yeah, players like the draft down here. Some players wanted more representation of the courts. I did think that that was interesting, that one of the big things with Throne of Eldraine was the different castles and the Cor Lochthwain and the rare land were the, you know, I liked that piece of it. And I know that they wanted to sort of go out into the wilderness and be more based around fairy tales, but I kind of agree with this. I liked that part of the original Eldraine, and that the knights, all that stuff. That's what I really liked of the original Eldraine, because when I was growing up, like King Arthur, anything Camelot, anything England, castles, knights, I was super into that. Loved going to the Renaissance Festival back in the day. And then some players wanted fairy tale top downs less on the nose. I didn't mind any of that. I thought that the Wilds of Eldraine set was pretty sweet.
Yeah.
This one was pretty funny. Talking about their lessons learned from Lost Caverns of Ixalan, the set didn't feel underground enough. I guess I didn't really think about it too much. Did you feel when we were playing that set like it was underground enough? I felt like it was, like caves and Descend.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that that was underground enough. Sure. Yeah.
Mechanics were too fiddly. Descend got a lot of feedback because, yeah, I remember having to parse, this being hard to parse right out of the gate. Descend in, and then if you've descended, that makes a lot of sense. And then some players disliked the Jurassic World tie-in. I liked the Jurassic World tie-in personally. I just wish that there honestly had been more of it. I didn't feel like I really liked Jurassic Park, and I feel like I didn't really walk away from that with a commander that I want to build. You didn't build anything Jurassic Park, right? None of the dinos or any of the characters?
Yeah, correct. No. Nope.
That's interesting.
That Murders at Karlov Manor was a bummer because of the disguise mechanic. Not being able to kill things because of ward is a terrible way to play the game.
Yeah, grown tired of ward. And then 4 cloak cards wasn't worth the aggravation. The set was a bad execution of a backdrop set. Agree. Detective mechanics were overdone. Agree. And then limited was too aggro. I mean, I agree with it, but I liked that because I'm a more aggro player. So that was kind of a preference of just taste there. And then look at this. Literally my complaints about OTJ. I liked the set, but the plain felt paper thin. All the legendary creatures, I didn't really mind that. I just thought it was like a hokey sort of, you know, the whole thing was so right. The tone felt too jokey. The whole thing was already sort of just cheesy, corny. And so I was just like, you know, it's multiverse. It's corny. Everybody's shoving every character they have into everything they make and remaking the same things over and over again. And then I'm interested to see, because I didn't read this far, many players didn't like the impact on older formats, especially modern. I can hear that argument. 2 cards having play balance issues. Oh, Nadu and Writhing Chrysalis. Yep. And then we leaned on our themes too much and not enough wacky one-offs. While players enjoy the main themes, some felt we overdid them, choosing to dedicate too many cards to them. Part of what makes Modern Horizon sets charming is the variety between designs, and many felt this set was less charming than it could have been because design spent too much time on the main themes. I kind of felt like that made drafts more synergistic and powerful, though.
Yeah, I think so.
It's almost like you got to draft a modern deck, was how I felt about that set a lot. And yeah, Writhing Chrysalis warped a lot of games, but
the Void is kind of a... Whoa. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, is there a cat scream? I heard a cat scream. Give me a second. We've got a cat issue, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, we're paused right now for a cat issue. We have got a cat issue in progress. I heard a row. We definitely need to figure that one out. Darth Brando said there was a cave schooner. Yeah, I forgot about the boat underground. That is a really good point to it not feeling underground. There was a big boat. They were like, we still got to do some pirates. I don't know, underground Reverse. So yeah, outside of Rhythm Chrysalis warping games, I liked Modern Horizons 3 Limited because it just felt like I was basically drafting a high-powered deck, drafting a modern deck. It was fun, I thought. And what comes with that kind of format, you know, when I draft Double Masters or Double Masters 2, any of that kind of shit, is like, you can be playing a pretty good game, and they can play some bomb, and you're just like, oh, well, I don't have an answer to that, and now the game is over.
Yeah.
But, you know, that could be the case of any set at any time, just way more bombs in a set like that. Good article from Mark Rosewater. I really like the transparency on that kind of stuff. Especially that confirmation that we can get a One Ring reprint, right?
Right. Let's I guess let's do some sponsors.
Yeah, let's talk about our sponsors. Card Conduit. Y'all, we're gonna do a little sponsor segment, and then we are going to talk about Commander I'm gonna say Modern Horizons 2 because we were just talking about
Commander Masters. No, you're right. Commander Masters.
Modern Horizons Commander Masters 1 year later. We're gonna go over that set, talk about what we got right, what we got wrong, have a little retrospective. Card Conduit, best place to sell your cards on the internet. It's a buy list service, chat. You take your cards that you know are all over $1. This stack right here, boom, all over $1, somewhere between $1 and $1,000, somewhere, with most of them being like $10 or less. I would take all these, pack them up, put them in an order, send them to them. They're going to grade them. They're going to sell them for you. They're going to take a little fee, and they're going to send you cash. You can get even less fees if you use our code when you check out over there. And man, we've had a lot of success stories of this sponsor.
Yeah, this is a great sponsor. I've also had some people reach out and say, I sent Card Conduit my 10 and 50 cent cards, and they didn't send me anything. Well, that's because you didn't read.
You gotta listen.
It says, don't send us this stuff.
Jake doesn't read, but you should.
Had people, sometimes it's like someone will reach out to me, and it feels like they want to like neg the sponsor just because they know that it's one of our sponsors, just to like get a reaction out of me. And this is my reaction. If you don't read how it works on there and you get screwed over, that's on you. Card Conduit does not want your bulk. They specifically say that on there. So if you're sending them 10 and 50 cent cards hoping to get 3 cents back or 10 cents to a quarter for your 50 cent card, well, you're going to be boo-hoo-hooing, and the tears are going to be dripping from your eyes like you're in an anime. Because what's going to happen is Card Conduit is going to go, oh, why did this doof send me all of their stuff? Now I need to set it aside here, and they need to pay me so I can send it back to them. Card Conduit wants cards that are actually worth money, because what they do is they buy list those cards to people for like 70% or 80% of the card's value, so that that person can make a margin when they resell the card. The way that this sponsor works and the way that this service works is when you send them cards, they are giving you a percentage back. It is very different than if you were to take all of your cards and say, I want to sell all of these for market price. Well, what's going to happen there is you're going to have to do more work, right? You're going to have to sell those cards on the market. You're going to have to trade those cards. You're going to have to binder grind. Card Conduit is there to offer you a way to save time. So for the people that reach out to me, because it's happened before, and they're like, I sent Card Conduit a whole bunch of my bulk, like my bulk, just my chafe that's sitting out on my desk, and they didn't send me anything. Well, that's because Card Conduit isn't going to get any money for selling your 2/1 vanilla creature with no abilities that you're only supposed to play in limited.
God,
Big thank you to Card Conduit.
So condescending to 2/1s. Yeah, we're gonna call that sponsor segment Attitude. We're gonna call that sponsor segment Jake's tired of your shit. All right, buy list the right way, idiots. That's what that sponsor segment's called.
Actually read it online. Like I'm at the point where I'm just like I feel like people just want to neg certain things because they're like, I had a bad experience because I didn't read the rules, and then when I went back and read them, I realized I did it wrong, but they didn't make an exception for me or something like that. It's like, come on, just send them stuff that is there's a price check tool built in there. You can check the card prices before you send them so you can see if you're actually going to get anything. A good rule of thumb, if the card's $1 or more, you're in a good place. Let's talk about our sponsored TCG Player, which is the best place to go to buy your cards. If you are looking for a competitive marketplace and a lot of different people that are selling cards, TCG Player is a great way to do it. We have an affiliate link. It does nothing more than help out the channel. So if you like Jake and Joel, you're planning on doing a TCG order, use our affiliate link. It shows TCG Player. Hey, Jake and Joel, they're good. They're doing their job over there.
Yep, we'd appreciate you if you would do that. You see TCG Player in basically every other video we make on the channel. Shop over there. Use our link before you check out. Pretty simple, straightforward. We appreciate you, TCG Player. Drip Shop. Y'all, we're going to be live this Sunday. Here's a link to the show right there. Go click on that. Get signed up if you're not signed up on Drip Shop. Get your free credit for signing up. If you're already signed up, go over there, RSVP for that show. Do us a favor, click that RSVP button, even if you're not going to be able to make it. We want those RSVPs. But we would love if you would be there, because Sunday, 7 p.m. Eastern, we are going to be live with our Vintage Vault show. The giveaways on Sunday are double packs of Scars of Mirrodin. If you win a giveaway on Sunday, you're going to win 2 packs of Scars of Mirrodin. One is going to be opened on the stream, and the other you get to choose. You can either have it shipped to you sealed, because these booster packs ain't cheap, or we can also open the second one on the stream as well. Additionally, Modern Masters 1, Modern Masters 2, and Modern Masters 3, aka 15, 17, and I think just 1. We are going to have for auction 3-pack lots. 1 pack of OG Modern Masters, 1 pack of the second Modern Masters, and 1 pack of the third Modern Masters sets for auction. Open them on stream. Get a little vintage look back at some beloved sets. Modern Masters, all 3 fantastic sets from the past. Gonna be super fun to open. Make sure you come out on Sunday. And look, over on Drip all weekend, they've got the Vintage Vault promotion going. Lots of bounties, tons of Drip credit and cash available to claim over there. If you're pulling some hot cards, go check it out. Get signed up on Drip. Use our link. Get your free credit. And we'll see you at the show on Sunday. All you got to do is be there.
Spend the money on our stream, spend it on someone else's, but get your butt over on Drip.
That's it.
And get wet with the drips.
Oh, wow. I don't know that that is approved copy. We're going to have to run that one by Drip.
That's what they say over there. They say get wet on Drip.
Oh, God, I don't. Every time you say it, it makes me uncomfortable.
It's implied. Get wet.
It's about the implication. I can live with the implication. It's about the implication. I can
wet
take
on
that.
Drip. Get wet.
That is a perfect segue into the fact that you need protection. And the best protection that you can use is Dragon Shield.
Oh,
got him.
That was great.
Look at that segue.
You got me.
I'm a master.
You got me.
I'm a master of the
got
arts.
Me with that one. You got me with the laugh.
Dragon Shields are the best sleeves that you can put on your cards. We are big fans. And look, y'all, Dragon Shield lately has been putting a lot of effort into their Dragon Shield app. Anybody on the Dragon Shield app? I have scanned in my first 547 cards, checking their scanner. Y'all, go download the Dragon Shield app. Did you even know that they had an app? Add me as a friend. We can be friends. Let me show you who I'm friends with already. You want to know who I'm friends with? Kirknall and Safe to Say. Why don't I have more friend invites? I'm not even friends with Jake, and his name's on the fucking building. So I need everyone to go download Dragon Shield app and add me as a friend so that I can prove to my parents that I'm not just a loser like they say. Add me on Dragon Shield app. Y'all, this app has everything.
Stop saying that about you because you're a great guy.
Thank you very much. The Dragon Shield app.
Whenever I go over there, they're like, "You here to see that damn loser?" And I'm like, "I love Joel," and they're like, they roll their eyes in the back of their head.
Welcome to my Christmas vacations, pal.
Yeah.
Look,
it looks like the Exorcist with their eyes rolling in the back of their head.
Yeah, I do have a missed call, Justin. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. The Scanner, that is a big part of this app. And y'all look, I've used a lot of phone scanners on a lot of apps, a lot of times to scan a lot of cards. I'm not kidding. I would say this if I was not sponsored by Dragon Shield. This card scanner is like the best card scanner, fastest accuracy that I've ever used, period. It is a collection tracking app. When you scan in a card, you can actually put on there, it's got a section for the date that you acquired that card, and it will record what the price was of that card on the date that you acquired it as your starting price on that card, and track you over time. I didn't set any of the dates. I just was testing the scanner out. I scanned in 200 cards worth of commander decks and then 547 singles just to test it out. And I was just, the date that I scanned in was default the date on the cards, you know. And I've apparently, Jake, nearly gone up 1% in the value of my collection. So like and subscribe for MTG
I really
stocks.
like that, because I've used you know, not to neg TCG players card scanning app, because most of my collection from years,
I was going to say, it's the industry definer. You don't have to neg it. It is the industry definer right now.
Yeah, I've been using it for a very long time. You know, just like glancing through it here, I have all right, let's scan through. I have maybe geez, $3 to $9 singles, biggest binder, bolus binder, bulk foil, rares, bulk rares, deck Karavik, deck Atali, deck Modern Goblins. And then there's like probably 50, 60, 70 lists on my TCG app. So I have decks in here. I have collections in here. Not having the ability to track the long-term price of cards, that is something I've often wanted on here, because I'm able to look at, okay, if I bought something at 5 in 2020, being able to look years later and see where that card is now is very attractive.
Oh,
yeah,
100%. Yeah, looking at the cards, like for instance, let's say this Font of Mythos. I can go in here. So I scanned in a Font of Mythos, and I can go in here. I can set the price that I bought it, and I can set the date that I bought it. And then obviously you got quantities, languages, conditions, whether or not it's foil. And then you can select which edition of the card it is that you've got in your collection. Like
so I would do that for stuff that's maybe $50 or more.
Right, yeah,
like,
they're
I
really
probably
expensive
wouldn't do that with
stuff.
everything.
No, this is tracking that, you know, Wheel of Fortune that I bought 4 years ago, 5 years ago, right? That's the kind of cards that I would track with stuff like that. But past that, it's articles, it's deck lists, it's price movers, it's friends, it's social media, and it's just a really dope scanner app, y'all. Seriously, I just had my commander deck, didn't even de-sleeve it. I was just grabbing enough cards that I could kind of like palm regularly and, you know, still control one card off the top with my finger pretty well. And I was just holding the app and scanning maybe that much of the card itself just below the type line, scanning it perfectly every single time. So Dragon Shield is more than just sleeves, and they are really expanding over there. So check out that app, add me as a friend so that I can finally get my father's approval. Thanks to Dragon Shield for maybe getting me my father's approval finally. MTG stocks. Great price alerts, long-term price tracking of individual cards, bar none. Best website out there. We've used it in 1,000 videos, and you've seen it in 1,000 more. MTG Stocks is the best place to track long-term prices of cards, and Moxfield to put your deck lists. Jake, you ready to talk about Commander Masters? You want to take a bio? You need a water? You need anything? Chat, do y'all need anything? Has the waitress come around? Anybody need a drink?
Yeah, I'll get some water really quick.
Go grab some water. I'll talk to the folks. Everybody, if you have not yet, oh, Jake just ran to the door. Weird. If you have not yet grabbed the drink, go ahead and go grab a drink. We got one more segment here tonight. We're going to talk about Commander Masters. It's been a year. Commander Masters came out at the beginning of August 2023. And there's some stuff to talk about. There's been some residual impact, if you will. What kind of foods are you going to get, Buzz? Big Papa, that we are in the middle. We are right in the middle. Well, we're in the back third. The stream, typically our stream show outline right now, what do you say, archetype, our stream show rundown typically is games at the top. We'll play Moxel, we'll play Spellify, we'll play Trivia now. We added that one in last month before last. Then we'll do our first segment. Tonight it was big news reaction. There's just been a lot happening over the last 3 weeks with little news pieces because we're in between sets. So after the games, we'll do our first segment. Tonight was just news reactions. Then we got our little sponsor segment. Then we got our second segment of the night. That's typically how we run our shows on Wednesday night. Brody, can you use it in a sentence for me? You better get that rundown to me quick. I don't know what it is, but it rundown sounds pretty important. Sitting at work watching you guys, I'm good. Brad, can you tell me what you do for work? I am interessante. Man, I'll tell you, I thought I was hyped on Bloomborough Commanders, and I played Bumbleflower a little bit. It was pretty sweet. I never even finished putting Zinnia together because I traded with Hugh and got that Prosh. And Prosh and Zinnia can be built so similarly with like Perforos God of the Forge style package. That I was like, well, I that is how I built Prosh back in the day, was like Perforos when they come in and then burn at the stake once they're there kind of victories. And that's essentially what I was gonna do with Zinnia, but I hadn't done it in a long time because Prosh has been taken apart for so many years. But when I like on the heels of getting a lot of the Zinnia cards together, I get the Prosh and I'm like, well, I want to rebuild Prosh now. And I was like, I'm just going to go with the version with black in it. I haven't built a deck with black in it all year, which is very unlike me. And so I ended up pivoting off Zinnia.
I'm really excited that you rebuilt Prosh there.
Yeah. I've only played it once since I rebuilt it, and it was in a game with the Nitpicking Nerds that we recorded with them earlier this week for their Patreon. And
you got a turn 3 Temple of the False God.
Yeah, the deck. I got a terrible draw, and BZ and Mia got curb stomp draws, and so it didn't do well. But I am looking forward to getting some more reps in with it. But I ended up not building a single commander. Really, I've still got Bumbleflower, but even there, I was cannibalizing, like doubling season. I was cannibalizing pieces from Bumbleflower that I wanted for Prosh too. So it's like Prosh came in and took a ton out of Zinnia and took a few pieces out of Bumbleflower, and here I am now, basically no Bloomborough Commander deck at all, which. I've got a deck from every set the year so far now, except for Bloomborough, basically.
Well, I'll tell you, at the con, I didn't play any commander deck other than Imskir because I just wanted to get reps in with it and learn the deck more and become more like familiar with how it goes. And I had a lot of fun with it. I think I won like 4 out of 7 or something like that games that I played, which for commander is pretty strong. Probably speaks to the power level of affinity for artifacts. It's like,
I mean that gets into too strong for me vibes, man. That's Lara Croft won 2 of its first 3 games so definitively that and the one you saw the loss of Lara Croft, and even that loss was this insanity overwhelm of blue, green, red ridiculousness. And so I haven't played it. I don't think I've played it more than 6 times because I was like, the deck is really fun, but holy shit, is it just like it's a wallop of a mallet, man. It's a crusher.
Yeah, I say it. I kind of like feel like this. It's like a deck can only be so strong if it doesn't have blue. It's like once you add blue to something, that's when the deck really goes from like strong to like 10 power. It's like if you can figure out a way to like do whatever you're doing but with blue as well, then I really think like at that point you're like unbeatable. You get into like CEDH kind of territory.
I feel that way about green
in every way, so I'm like, Oh yeah, you know, green is kind of similar because the ramp, it's like
Everything. It does
fast
everything.
mana, for example, evaporates to Vandal Blast. Unless you have a pod where people are okay playing like Armageddon and that kind of thing.
Right.
Most of the time lands are chill. So if you're ramping out and doing a ton of stuff in green, then yeah, you're gonna cast some of the biggest spells in Magic. You could cast Cascade guy, and like a lot of other cards. And
Yeah, Matt, I
Yeah.
heard the Squirrels deck is fun. Nico, yeah, I'm definitely bringing Prosh to play day. And that's a really good point. Thank you. We should have hit this in our sponsor segment. We're also sponsored by our Patreon, and our next Patreon Commander Play Day is a week from today. It's very different from how we've done it. This will be our 5th month or 6th month of Play Day, and every single one has gone very well. Yeah, this year's flying, man. Everyone has gone really well. I was super sick for the last one, and so I only got like a game or two in, but it's been a really fun thing so far, just because of how summer schedules are working out right now. Some of the travel Jake and I have at the end of the summer, family things going on. This month, it is going to be on a Wednesday. Typically, it's like on a Thursday, a Friday, or a Saturday, but we're doing one on Wednesday. We're going to have some people that are able to play, some people that aren't. It's kind of the case every single month, but the plan is to run it, expand it a little bit, maybe not have Jake and I in every single block, but have more options of blocks open for people to potentially sign up for if they want to play, get more games together throughout the day. And Jake and I next week will still be live in our normal slot, but after we do like our games and our, any kind of newsy catch-up stuff, talk about our sponsors, we're just going to go right into a Commander game, and that's pretty much going to be the entire stream next week. So, Commander Play Day, next Wednesday. Signups, you'll be pinged in the Discord if you want to join us. And if you're not a patron yet and you want to play Commander all day next week or any of the days that we have Play Day, go sign up. Any level makes you eligible.
Yes, we would
Nico.
love to see you. We'd love to see you. Let's go ahead and jump into Commander Masters 1 year later, meaning I think it's like a year and a couple days, right?
Yeah, so Commander Masters released August single digit someday last year. I think it was like August 6th or 3rd. It's something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It has been just over a year since this set, and it's not a set that came and then disappeared. It's not a set that fell into obscurity. You've
Matt
got
Drip is this Sunday.
Yeah, this Sunday is the Drip Show. You have got the Eldrazi effect that had ripples all the way through to this year with Modern Horizons 3. And you've still got cards that are in decent pickup ranges from where they typically would be found price-wise.
Yeah, stuff like Lightning Greaves, that card is immune to like going below $5 these days.
It's crazy,
because
right?
it's always printed at uncommon. It's not in every commander deck. It'll end up being, what's cool about a set like this is you can pull like a foil Lightning Greaves in this kind of set, which is really nice.
That was my favorite thing about Commander Legends back in the day. I bought 4 boxes of that, and I can't tell you how much I love being able to put the multiple foil command towers, multiple foil soul rings, multiple foil arcane signets, how I'm able to just like bling out all my decks with base copy foils of that from that set. And so yeah, anybody that went heavy on Commander Masters, I'm sure has a similar experience to me with that.
Yeah, those sets, a set like this and a set like Commander Legends really did well with like filling out the common and uncommon slots with all-star commander cards, which is really nice for anybody that does want to build multiple decks. This
Lightning
set is still
Greaves.
attractive, man. This is I think Travis just got he just spent price tickets on getting a commander or a collector box of this past weekend, just because it's still such an attractive set. At the top of it you got Jeweled Lotus, which is like the bread and butter of the set.
Look at your accuracy, by the way, before I go back. Look at your accuracy on saying Lightning Greaves is a perpetual $5 card.
It is. Look at it.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18,
Oh, there's one
20,
at 450.
22, 24. Where? Oh, well,
Oh,
yeah.
but the market is different.
Let's see what kind of copy is. Oh,
5.
yeah. I mean, we don't, our lowest here near mint. I mean, it must be damaged or something because it's not even showing. Our LP copies are even $6. But yeah.
Some people like to just move it. One of my saddest trades ever was my Masterpiece Lightning Greaves. I don't even know what I was thinking, but so it goes.
Yeah, so it goes. Those things happen.
It was bundled in with something. I think I got a Tundra, but I traded like a LED and Lightning Greaves. It was not great.
Right now, what you're seeing, chat, is the set, sealed products and individual cards sorted by best selling. So you've got, let me put it here a little easier to see on the scroll. Your textured Jeweled Lotus, borderless. I don't think this is a shocker that is driving.
I actually think that's a really nice price for it.
The set. Yeah, honestly, I'm going to go back to this just because it's off.
Look at that near mint one for 117. Textured Lotus. Pretty good.
Borderless. Is this our textured copy? No, this is just our near mint non-foil version here. Let's go and look at price high to low, and you'll see, here you go. There's your textured. So that was best selling. You've got your...
Oh yeah, that price makes a lot more sense.
Yes. You've got, let's just be clear on how we're sorting here. I don't want to confuse anybody. We were originally sorted, so we're sorted best selling here, products and cards. Your borderless Jeweled Lotus. Honestly, I mean, I think the point still stands, Jake. Jeweled Lotus is a card that easily got up to $100 and stayed there until it was reprinted. Stayed over it. And so the fact that you can pick up the second best version, or I mean the not like toppest tier, but the second top tier version of a Jeweled Lotus for around that same price that like base copies were going pre-reprint. That is not a terrible pickup, not financial advice. I mean, honestly, I would say that about any of this stuff. I would think that the reprint equity of these cards is going to be protected pretty closely after this. This year was a real big reprint year. I mean, doubling season twice, 3, 4, 8 times in the same year. Just insane. And that's not to say anything else about, you know, Demonic Tutor, Avacyn, Deadly Rollick, any of the free spells.
Great. Honestly, dude, it's such a great set. It was very fun to draft. The only complaint about this set that I remember is the price point. There were a lot of people that were just like, why is this so expensive? Well, it's because it has, you know, premium cards built into it, and it's not a regular set. Right. It's a commander set. We've seen this with master sets. You know, the word masters established years ago, you know, that word in the Magic universe kind of got attached to premium products, whether it was modern masters, commander masters. Yeah,
it is a premium product.
I don't know where that was going, but
you're absolutely right. It's a premium product. Yeah. Look at this. When you sort only cards, price high to low across the entire set, 4 Jeweled Lotuses across the top row, but you can tell this is a premium set because you scroll all the way down to the bottom of the first page and you've got Demonic Tutor, Fierce Guardianship, Deflecting Swat, and Angel of Hope. What?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
The set is stacked, super stacked. The prices here still dropping. I don't know, Jake. I mean, I don't know when this one would start ticking up, because
look at the drop is not even that. It's not even that dramatic. It looks dramatic because of the chart,
exactly.
But it's from 38 to 36.
Yeah.
So
zooming out here, you know, we're beyond the floor of the reprint, and so the question: can I pick up a Fierce Guardianship right now, base copy here? Seems low risk.
Stuff like this, like buy it if you need it, right?
Exactly. Right now, it's not the worst possible time. And so it being a crazy powerful spell, sure, if you need it, now's a great time. I wouldn't put this on my full do not buy list right now, just because it is recent. Reprint equity is going to be protected on this one. It says Commander. It's already tough to reprint it in a set that doesn't have Commander in the title or explicitly is about Commander, like Baldur's Gate. And so
this was in what, the Timeless Wisdom Commander deck, I think.
Yeah, stands to be seen. Stands to be seen because special guests. That slot
Lotus,
could have
Tinge.
cards that say Commander on it. That's not the craziest thing. I feel like there would be a lot of good public outcry, but when is there not? You know, using a special guest slot in a draftable product to put a card on there that says if you control a commander, you can cast it for free. Having players that potentially draft that, kind of strange, could be weird, but also not the weirdest freaking thing I've ever heard in my life.
Not the weirdest. Walter with the $2 says JAJAM streams are very kind, very demure.
All hail.
We appreciate you.
The remained king. Crowns in chat. Crowns in chat.
We appreciate you very much.
Let's
Thank you,
jump to
Walter.
like page 5.
Yeah.
Being a reprint set this deep, still pulling $7 rares, $5 plus rares. What is the EV of this set right now? Is this like...
I mean, the boxes are pretty expensive and were out the gate. So like the spread is actually really nice on it, but the price to get into the carnival is expensive.
You got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18.
Yeah, it's a $350
20,
set box.
22.
Yeah.
You got 22 cards that are $20 or above in this set.
There, I see a set box for 300. Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you could get the boxes for oh here we go. Here's Commander Master's Japanese box for under 200.
Oh,
at
Perforos got
179.
reprinted in this. I need a copy of Perforos. Anybody's got a copy of Perforos, I'll trade you.
And then the collector booster was just 4 packs, if I recall correctly. I'm pretty sure it was small, like the VIP. So those are like 50 a pack.
Collector booster box, 4 packs.
Yeah. So those boxes are like, you can get those for like 220, 200-ish. I see one for, this is a Japanese one for 188. So sub 200 for Japanese boxes.
Interesting.
And then around 230 to 250 for the English. Yeah.
There was a huge amount of attention because of the return of Eldrazi the very next year. So Eldrazi hadn't been around for a while, and they show up in Commander Masters. Only getting new ones in the Commander decks. The whole set was reprints. There weren't new cards in this one. And so there was a little bit of an Eldrazi pop at that time. A year later, MH3 comes along. Major thematics of Eldrazi. New Eldrazi everywhere. Higher power Eldrazi cards being printed in 2024. What a life.
Right.
And it causes stuff like this. Causes the one Eldrazi precon from Commander Masters to rise nearly 70% in 1 year since it was printed.
Yeah.
Just from Eldrazi in this new set here. And honestly, what are the singles in this set? Is this just that whole like, oh, it's sealed? That's the allure here? Because the singles that you actually need from this, you can buy for way
like
cheaper.
The Commander.
Right. You only need 2 or 3 of them. I think.
Yeah.
If it's anything like every other pre-con experience I've had, when you think, oh man, I'm going to get that vampire deck, for instance, and that's going to be the base of my vampire commander deck. You buy it, open it up, start pulling cards. By the time you're done and the deck is actually built, you've used 4 cards out of the whole thing. And you're like, definitely could have just bought those as singles. I didn't need the rest of this bulk that's going to follow me around now. A box of, Vampire Refuse that I'm never gonna use.
Yes, exactly, dude. Like I broke up the Necron deck list just because Necron Dynasties.
Yeah.
Because I wanted cards for my deck, and so I ended up pulling out 4 or 5 cards from that deck, and then I put the rest of the cards into like wide sleeves, and then put them back in the box and labeled it Necron Dynasties pieces.
Yes, dude.
But yeah, when it was all said and done, I only used 5 cards out of it. Out of this Eldrazi precon, you got Zuladoc, which is 25. You've got Flare of Loyalties, which is 15. You got It That Betrays, which is $10. And some of these prices are probably affected by the fact that we just got Eldrazi again.
Right.
You got the actual card Rise of the Eldrazi, which is like $8. All Is Dust, which is $6. Calamity of Titans, which is a $2 card. And then stuff that kind of stands out is Lightning Greaves at $5. Darksteel Monolith, which is a $12 card.
Yeah, that's one of the big ones. Matt said that's one of the big ones that people want.
The Monolith?
Yeah, the Monolith. Yeah, I've had the same experience, by the way. Your Necron experience, I've had the exact same experience with the Fallout Commander decks. I didn't sleeve any of them just like as a deck. I've used every single one of these for pieces, and so I've got the 4 like little boxes that come in the package with the remaining pieces. And now every time I build a deck, I look at the colors on the side and I'm like, oh, that was a tokens deck. This is a white token. Let's look in there and just see if there's any pieces I can pull.
Yeah.
Some little deck builder's toolkits almost.
These days, I just clearly label everything wherever I put it. I just put like a Post-it note on top of it. That way I can just at a glance know what the deck was or what the pieces were. What they kind of represent.
You got to. That has been my experience with a lot of precons, is you think you're going to end up using more cards out of it than you actually do. I find the precon, like that was going to be what I did with the Nelly deck, but I went through the Nelly list and I was like, really? I just want Nelly and like 6 of the good goad cards in here, because I think that I want to build it kind of a different way. I kind of want to lean more like Boros Equipment, but use her as the commander and see what I can do with it. And so I ended up not getting the deck at all, building the whole thing out, and it's built now, but I just need to like order those 5 singles that were the good goad cards from that, precon. And I feel like the same thing could be said for Eldrazi Unbound, but I think there's also some value. It's like a simplicity cost, right? It's like a buy this, sleeve it up, you've got an Eldrazi deck ready to go.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's something to be said for that.
None of these decks are like crap, which is why the price of them here is $170. It's because there is value in the convenience, and it also is stuff that's designed by professionals who know what these decks need in order to be good and in order to function. Not saying every deck is great, but a lot of the recent commander decks that have come out in the last few years have all been pretty good. Pretty good right out the box.
They play right out of the box. I think there's also something to be said while we're talking about the pre-con experience and like, should you buy it or just buy the 5 cards you actually want from it and be honest with yourself, is mana base. Do you already have the mana base for the colors of the deck that you're looking to build? Because picking up a pre-con is a really easy way to just be like, boom, I've got a budget mana base for this color. For this color scheme. Ready to go, don't have to think about it, because pretty much nowadays they're all the same. All the mana bases in these precons are the same depending on what the colors are and the theme are. You'll get some changes, but it gives you the scry land and the filter land, and you're going to get all of those for that color combo pretty much with whatever precon you end up with. And so looking at a colorless precon, that makes a little bit of sense. Not everybody's just got all of the I only tap for wastes lands sitting around at their at their beck and call, and so another convenience factor there, having a full colorless mana base. There's something to be said for that as well.
True.
Something to be said for that as well. The sliver one, not holding a ton of value, and it's kind of funny, honestly. If you had, before Commander Masters came out, not knowing MH3 what it was going to bring the very next year, put these side by side and asked me which one's going to be the most expensive, I would have told you the sliver one, or that's what I would have guessed.
Yeah, Sliver's another very popular tribe, but yeah, this is honestly really interesting. $73. I'm surprised to see that 5-color slivers. I would have guessed probably worth a little bit more. Would have been my gut.
Anybody get this deck? Are there any like absolutely critical you gotta have them slivers? Because the sliver Grave Mother itself doesn't seem completely like I'm 100% necessary in your deck, because it's giving your slivers encore and legend rules taken away so that your encored legends can all be on the battlefield at the same time. But I guess you can get kind of crazy.
It's all pretty much bulk. They didn't even put a sliver hive in this, which I think would have been
that's why
a really good
point
reprint.
of just buying singles, focusing on it. Mark even just says the generic slivers. Yeah, so Troy, are they a novelty or are they strong? Like Eldrazi before MH3, maybe definitely before Commander Masters, I would have said they were a novelty. But I've played with and against the Ulalek deck in its Ulalek form and in its Azlask form, and oh boy, the deck is good.
Yeah, I've yet to have like a really good blowout game with Azlask, but I mean, I have won a couple games with it just by sacrificing spawns to oh, actually I need to add innkeepers into that, actually.
Yeah.
Now that I'm thinking about it.
When I mean, you've seen, you know, Ulalek just smacks.
Ulalek is just, you know,
Must answer.
Play it right out of the box and it's pretty good.
Yeah, seriously. The set was strong for some Eldrazi. So yeah, interesting with slivers not being the most expensive out of those two, but who would have been able to guess that we were going to have back-to-back years of major Eldrazi commander support? Kind of crazy.
Oh yeah.
Kind of a crazy development there. This one, our poor little Jeskai Planeswalker deck. Did anybody play this one out of the box?
No one wants that shit. No one wants Commodore Guff. Sadly.
My best memory of Commodore Guff is the guy that dressed up as him for the reveal stream when everybody, what was it that everybody was so angry at Blake for in that one stream where everybody would not shut up asking the same question over and over again, and Blake was it was the only time that we've ever seen Blake lose his cool even the least little bit. But the guy sitting next to him was dressed as Commodore Guff, and it was, yes, Corey, that's what I'm trying to remember is, what was it that everybody was so on Blake about that he just couldn't resist and had to be like, listen, you motherfuckers.
No, I remember Guff's beard was falling off the whole time.
Premium product. Was it the pricing of Commander Masters?
Yes.
Oh my god, dude. The
decks were more expensive out the gate. They were more expensive. And yeah, it was premium.
Dude. And now we're sitting here like, let's all rush and stand in line and buy a $250 box of mystery boosters.
Everybody was saying, what about this mana base is premium? And then he said, who said it was premium?
Yeah,
it was something about the mana base. Someone was annoyed because the mana base has stuff
no
that's
shocks,
like,
no fetches,
this enters tapped, and
right.
Yeah, it was very much like, this is a master set, and these decks are just kind of like very medium mana bases, that kind of thing.
Well, all the decks were medium for a master set. I think that's why they went ahead and made sure that the MH3 decks were like stacked. I mean, you got Eldrazi Monument, and you got Goldspan Dragon, and you got legit hitter reprints in the modern
I also
Horizons
don't see
3
the
commander decks versus the masters decks that were like whamp whamp.
Here's the thought. I guarantee you nobody will complain about the commander decks ever if you put a fetch land in every single one of them. I know that if I'm looking at a mana base and I'm scrolling through and I see Flooded Strand, I'm like, whoa, oh, there's a Flooded Strand in here.
Yeah, and you're gonna turn the value of those cards into dollars, and
They're
gonna...
already $10 each.
Right
So
now,
it's like...
right now. But look, what is what would Bloodstained Mire? What was one of the ones that got reprinted in 2? God, why can't
Scalding Tarn.
Oh, thank you. I can only think of names of the ones from recent. Let's look at Scalding Tarn now. Yeah, dog. Look. Well, that is $17 right there. Let me look at base copy here. Here you go. Base copy, base copy, base copy. Boom. Right here.
Yeah, like one single
42% rise.
Yeah, so who's saying even Shocklands? BG, Papa Pump. Yeah, exactly.
I think y'all are not considering how much they still want to protect the reprint equity of these, because this still sells sets. I feel like it's a thing they could pull this trigger one time, and it would have been for a set like Commander Masters or Modern Horizons 3 or something. Charge double, throw a fetch in there, throw a shock in there.
Yeah.
But the thing is that even since September 23, when this was an $18 card, and we're like, oh, nice, fetches are now cheap. This doesn't last forever, y'all. The card I always use as the example is Phyrexian Altar, because this card was not fun to pull in Double Masters 2022, but now back to a $35 card. But this was the kind of card when you're opening that set where you're like, Phyrexian Altar is my rare in my pack. That's just always my go-to example of the kind of reprint equity, how unappealing a card can look when it's a $10 card versus it's not going to be a $10 card forever, and how unappealing, attractive, unattractive, however you want to look at it, looks at $35-$40. And you're like, damn, I gotta pay $40 to get an altar right now? Shit.
I mean, the UMA version went through a much wilder adjustment, because that thing, like,
right
before that reprint,
huge scarcity
that's not
price.
Even gonna be,
no, we can't go
that's
back
not
far
even
enough.
gonna be the best chart. Like, if you were to look at the stocks chart, it got up to like $100 before they decided to reprint it in Double Masters. So the Double Masters one was actually a card that people were looking forward to until that set came out. Once that set came out, the price of the card dropped like a rock, like down to like 25 or something like that.
It is over 100 for the Invasion copy at one point.
Yeah, and the UMA chart actually is very similar to that.
Nearly 100.
And then the severe drop off at the announcement of the reprint, it just unbelievable, and it's never recovered because of that reprint, and it will continue to go up until it gets reprinted again, of course.
Under $25 at this at some point. The point I'm trying to make is that it's hard to, just like it's hard to know that you're living in the middle of the good old days right when you're in the middle of them. It's hard to look at a card that's just been reprinted and go, I know this price in 3 years, if it doesn't get reprinted again, is going to be a bitch. I should grab one now. Because it feels like right now, all the fetch lands especially, and you do have a while, all the fetch lands that just came out in MH3, it feels like you're going to have forever to pick those up. You're going to be able to pick up multiple. And you are. But what goes down must come up.
Right.
With some of these things, not all these things. And so you're going to end up with cards like this where Scalding Tarn pull from a pack during opening Modern Horizons 2, I promise you, that sentiment would have been like, okay, not bad. But now it's like nearly a $30 card. Pull that same card in a pack of Modern Horizons 2 that you opened today, and you're like, oh, hell yes, baby. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
It's all about perspective. It's all about the timing. So just, and it's very cyclical. It's all cyclical, y'all.
Easiest market to
seriously
to track, truly.
It's why
Easiest
we like
market.
to feel smart talking about it, because even two ding dongs like us can sit up here and be like, we're geniuses, because look at it, that does the same thing every time. Love it.
Yes.
Any cards, Jake, from this set that you still want to grab a copy of? For me, Finale of Devastation is one that I don't have enough copies of for the amount of decks that I wanted in, which is 2. I think I have 1. I think that's one that I want to grab. Like these still being so similar to the same price means I kind of want to pick this up. And also, like I said, I want to pick up a Perforos. For some reason, I've never owned a real copy of Perforos. I had it I have the same proxy in it right now that I proxied Perforos back in the day when it was super expensive and didn't want to buy a copy at that point for Prox.
Yeah, you need to get a copy of your
literal same one.
Yeah. As far as anything from here, no, I'm kind of in the same boat. Like I will buy cards for decks that I'm playing or enthusiastic about, but no, I'm not looking at the set in any sort of way where I have any desire to pick up any of the cards from it.
Yeah, for this kind of premium of a set with this good of a card base, we're a little bit past the like, okay, great pickups window for this set at this point.
Yeah, I mean, we could do a great pickups, or we just say, you know, in theory, what are some nice things to pick up? But
we can go rarity, mythic, and rare, and then we'll sort low to high.
Yeah, that's smart.
There we go. Still want to mobilize district? You can get one really cheap. Oh man.
Like temples, don't care. A lot of the lands don't care. Duplicate's a cool card for 11 cents.
Yeah, man. Isn't it wild seeing really good cards from when we started playing just be like the bulkiest of the bulk? I mean, copies
Arch
of
of Arask is a nice card for 11 cents.
New art, Grasp of Fate, under a quarter to get
cents.
A fantastic removal spell.
For the price of a hot dog, you could buy these 25 commander cards.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was gonna say, where are you buying hot dogs for a quarter? Because I want to go to there.
No, 25 commander cards for the price of a hot dog. What is 25 times 13 cents? I feel like that's still less than a hot dog.
Way more accurate.
Steel Hellkite, amazingly playable card for under 2 dimes.
Welcome to the Boomer stream. These are the good cards that we like. Steel Hellkite. We really like Duplicate. I've heard that Sandworm Convergence has play.
There are a ton of cards like that are I would consider staples here that are
the set is stacked. Playables abound.
Like Zatalpa, 20 cents.
Yes,
Odric, great card, 20 cents. Metalwork Colossus, that's a win condition in my deck.
Legendary Matters, WinCon board wipe there.
Ogre Slumlord, that was a card that people were hyped on when the set came out because it needed a reprint. It's under 20 cents.
I knew it would be you suggesting a hot dog eating stream. Yeah, there's a lot of really good pickups from this.
Look at that Kindred card right there. Icon of Ancestry. It's under 30 cents.
Zalortha, the reprint of the in-universe reprint of Godzilla.
Lethal damage dealt to creatures you control is determined by their power rather than their toughness.
Man, I wanted a Godzilla deck so bad, and the best Godzilla decks are freaking morph decks. I hate that IP. Exactly, man. This IP came and went, and if you don't like Mutate, Godzilla didn't leave the IP, the Universes Beyond crossover, whatever it was. It just didn't leave a good, interesting set of options for commanders that aren't dumb Mutate stuff that I'm not interested in engaging with. I felt the same way. Well, at least Jurassic Park was a little bit better. There were some options there.
Yeah.
The Raptor that you discard the cards and put all the abilities on it doesn't really interest me. I've got too many decks that are way too similar. I don't know. I'm getting off topic. I wish there had been better cards in the Godzilla crossover. I really like that franchise.
Marquesa, that's a great card. No one can be like, Marquesa's bad. It's literally 30 cents. Look at that Heliod, 30 cents.
Yep, exactly. Yep, tons of playables. Obviously, tons of value in the set still too. This is an interesting one, Jake. This set, the way I will always remember this set in my head is that it was one of the most hyped sets of the year. We as a community got overhyped for it, and it didn't meet our insane expectations for it, and it ended up just kind of coming and going. But now, looking at it, what a killer set. What an awesome set. great treatments,
Yeah.
foundational set. If you got the money, just buying, like, I want to specifically start my Commander and MTG collection by buying boxes of cards. I have no budget. What should I buy? Commander Masters is a fantastic suggestion, in my opinion.
I would agree. And Commander Legends.
Both of them. Both of them are going to shove a ton of foundational stuff into your collection. So fast. So fast.
Chat,
so fast.
we need to get to 69 likes really quick.
Oh yeah, click that 69 or click that like button, please, chat. Yeah, it was the price, Buzz. It was nearly completely the price, but
it was the price. Yeah.
It's just kind of funny looking back because we just continuously get conditioned by this company and their strategies to spend more and more. We keep doing it. We keep talking about it. We keep doing it and we keep talking about it. Chad, I think that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope everybody had a wonderful time. We're going to get out of here.
We appreciate you.
We'll see you on Sunday for the drip stream. We'll see you next Wednesday. It'll be a typical stream. It'll look like a typical stream. We'll still play our games.
It'll
talk,
dance like one.
Walk, and quack like a typical stream. But please know that it is just a duck in disguise. No, next week we'll play our normal games.
Yes.
Like Moxel and stuff, but then we will be just playing some Commander.
What are we feeling, Joel? What power level are we thinking? Just high power casual? How are you feeling?
I've got this new deck that I built called Imskir that I'm wanting to try out.
Oh, okay, sure.
So you choose accordingly, but that's what I'm going to be playing.
Yeah, this is the first deck I've thought about building it twice. Imskir, because I have the version that I have. And then I want to build the super sweaty version that just runs all the zero cost mana rocks and just like craps them out on like turn 2.
It was your first new Commander deck in a long, long time that's actually stuck. And so I expected it to kind of start this. Oh, nice. I'm going to start, Jake's going to start building a new Commander deck every month or two.
And then I just start building Imskir over and over and over again.
It's just another Imskir deck.
I found my deck.
Won't shut up about Imskir, and now he's talking about building a fucking second version.
Built a second version. I want to name the video "The Deck's So Nice I Built It Twice."
Yeah, man. I mean, you might as well. You might as well.
Yeah, I might as well. It's it's stupid and fun, and it's won me games where I'm just like,
I'm ready for Riku, man. Damn, I've been sitting on my ass, waiting for a damn modal Commander deck out of you. Built a list.
Same.
Didn't like that one. They print a Commander specifically for it. You haven't built it. I'm waiting for a modal deck, man. I want to see it.
I bought it. I have the Riku copy. I just haven't built the deck.
Do it, dude.
But it's definitely something where I look at him and I go, "Oh, that poor little Riku never got any love."
Blight Widow, what's up? Blight Widow and me played Brawl the other day.
Oh, did you?
I was sitting there doing my dailies and I got a little challenge.
Oh, nice.
Or was that Queen Bee? Fuck, I can't remember who I played against. Blight, was that you or is it Queen Bee I played against? Maybe it was Queen Bee.
I gotta build Riku. He's so much fun. Yes. I'll put it together because I was buying stuff like Plane Wide Celebration and foils for it that were super cheap, and I was excited about it. So
pauser mode.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, I can't remember Blight Widow, Queen Bee. I'm being thrown off by the bees at this point, but we played.
Was Blight Widow playing spiders? Because that would have been the giveaway.
No.
Okay.
Oh God, what was it?
Or cats.
Yeah, no, it wasn't Blight Widow. That's what I thought. It was Queen Bee. I played my Lumra Brawl deck.
Yeah.
And yeah, boy, I think it's gonna be. I've been thinking about a mono green Commander deck for a long time. Lean into all the cards that I really liked as a kid that say forest on them, like Blanchwood Armor, +1/+1 for each forest you control. Just stuff that says each forest you control, you know what I'm saying?
Forest something.
Yeah, right, exactly. Forest theme. I've always wanted that because it's always just been forest and swamp matters for some reason has always been an interesting thing to me ever since I played the game really young. That's why, I mean, you know my mono black deck for the longest time. That was a Swamps Matter deck. It was run the Liliana that gets the swamps, run things that see the swamps come into play.
Mm-hmm.
You want to see this run really fast or you want to go?
I'll probably get out of here.
Okay.
I think I'm with you on wrapping out. But if you want to play it, you go for it.
Nope. We're going to call it. Chat, have a good night.